Welcome. Good evening, everybody. I hope you all are doing well there. I'm Spuddy FC. Oh boy, my webcam's not showing up. That's not a good sign here. But welcome everybody to the Ascend Tournament Series stream and to the Team Evo Apex Cup final bracket. It's a great time. It's great to see you all. It's great to get to be here and watch this action with all of you. The Ascend Tournament Series, Season 4 started a very long time. Started only a couple of months ago, but it's already about to reach its ending here through 5 divisions and over 90 teams signed up. We are narrowing it down to 5 teams as champions. 3 weeks ago, a little over 3 weeks ago, it was the beginning of the playoffs of the Spuddy FC Ascension Cup. It was the Burger Joint who would take the win in the grand finals. Only a day later, our House Wyffer Pinnacle Cup, our top division, got to see Hunter X Knight redeem themselves from their second place finish last season to now winning this season. Only a week after that, our 35 Esports Phoenix Cup was here to crown Evolve Eclipse, to bring back the Evolve Dynasty, potentially, that Evolve Esports have not seen since Season 1. And now we're here for the Team Evo Apex Cup. Yesterday we saw the Yukio Esports Catalyst Cup and the win for Americanada, making it only the second team in ATS history not to be part of any organization to win a division, along with the Burger Joint, as I mentioned already. This is the Team Evo Apex Cup, again sponsored by our good friends at Team Evo, one of our longtime sponsors. And what a night we have here. So much incredible action, so many great teams, and tonight it's the same as always. 8-team single elimination. You win and you move on, you lose and your run is over. So the pressure is on. We have 8 teams tonight, and all of them full-heartedly deserve to be here. I mean, this is the Apex Cup. The same Apex Cup last season only saw 12 teams sign up into this one. This season had 21. Of course, we've narrowed it down to 8. Wyffer Snappers versus Portable Document Format Files, Hunter X Mizuki versus Team Evo Exiled, Wyffer Wet Jets versus Hunter X Solus, and Evil Buggers versus Team Evo Velocity. Very fun. We got a nice mix of teams as well here, considering that every group has at least 2 teams in its top 8. Again, Group A has 3, Group B has 2, Group C has 3, and again, all the teams listed up above are teams here. And it's a fun little mix as well. A good amount of teams have been here before and are looking to either do it again or claim a tournament win that just avoided them. The 2 teams specifically that you'll be wanting to focus on who have been in this final bracket before is Wyffer Wet Jets and Team Evo Velocity. The Wet Jets won all the way back in Season 2 in the Apex Cup over Team Evo Velocity, who themselves have not been able to win since. They both were also here last season, where Velocity went out top 6, Wet Jets went out top 4 to the eventual winners in Incorrect Azul. So this bracket, both of these teams, I mean, they're on the same side of the bracket. They're looking to go the distance again. But again, so many good matches, and also a lot of streams happening tonight. Again, 4 streams in total for our quarterfinals. Again, Wyffer Snappers versus Portable Document Format Files will be streamed by Maxine at MAXINE0_O. Hunter X Mizuki, Team Evo Exiled, streamed by Fox at the RL Fox, THERLFOX. Of course, Wyffer Wet Jets versus Hunter X Solus, streamed by Tesla, Watsla at WATSLA. And of course, that means for us here tonight, we've got Evil Buggers versus Team Evo Velocity for our best of 7 matchup tonight. It'll be a great time here with some, again, as I mentioned already, Evo Velocity trying to redeem themselves from not having lost in the grand finals 2 seasons ago and just barely missing out last season. Again, making it to top 6 before losing to Whifflash, who themselves actually the season didn't get else this time at all. So Evo Velocity, one of the most consistent teams in ATS history. They've been in the Apex Cup at this point. Well, last season was the Advent Cup, but they've been in this league 3 seasons in a row. Again, started in Season 2. Immediately rose to prominence, again with the top 2 finish. In fact, that same season was when the Wet Jets started playing again. They won in Season 2. They're still here, trying to be only the second team in ATS history to win 2 championships, which would be which would only add themselves to a short list along with Evolve Skylight, who won both Season 0 and Season 1 in the Ascension Cup. So trying to add themselves to a very short list of players to have won multiple times, and again, even shorter list of teams who have won multiple times. But again, you gotta go through this final bracket to do so. It is a tough final bracket to say the very least. A lot of these teams be very tough to get through, but Team Evo Velocity, a team that's always been solid. They were part of the incredibly difficult Group C, along with teams like Beantop, who, again, were the remnants of ODU Monarch Silver, who won back in Season 1, along with Team XL, who won the Advent Cup last season. Wet Jets, as I said again, another team that won in Season 2. That group was full of teams who won. And the Evil Buggers, again, the team that they play against, who went 5-1 in that group as well. So Evil Buggers themselves, again, had an amazing performance in that group. Only lost once during all their matches, and that loss did come to Evo Velocity in a 3-0 sweep in week number 5. So Evil Buggers, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder here. They lost this team earlier this season, and they really can't afford to do it again. The one thing you're going to notice about Evo Velocity, this team hasn't changed too much. It's Fresh Mode, Merit, and Sirius, again, who used to go by Freshzo, Merit, as well as, let me make sure I get the name correctly, as well as Mokeo. I believe it's still Mokeo. But again, this roster's been solid for Evo Velocity. They're so aggressive. That's what makes them so fun to watch. Their offense is really, truly one of a kind. It's what makes them so consistent. And that this team just knows how to play offense. And they do it really, really well. They're really good at annoying you. And one of the reasons why the Evil Buggers have been so good this season is because they're a relatively slow-moving team. They're one of the slower-moving teams in the Team Evo Apex Cup. But what makes it different about them is that they might be slow, but they rarely give up the ball. This is a team that you really need to fight to force them to give up ball possession. Evil Buggers, a team entirely focused on keeping the ball within themselves, and they do it, again, very, very well. So, seeing a lot of, I'm sure, a lot of continual possession. Again, we'll get these players in lobby shortly here. We prepare for this one. Again, as I mentioned, again, it's quarterfinals. If you want to see the grand finals, you're at the right place to do it. $200 spread amongst the winners. The top 2 teams here, including our winners. So, looking forward to this. This is going to be an amazing night. Again, we'll get Evo Velocity here in hopefully just a few moments. But again, we're looking forward to this. Again, mind all match tonight, or best of 7. So, it is going to be a long night of action here. I hope you all are okay with that. But, I mean, I'm fine with it. This has been a very long season for Ascent Tournament Series. Again, our biggest by far. Over 90 teams signed up this season, including 21 in this division. Again, we've already got 4 champions. We only have one more division to have a winner, and that is this one, the Team Evo Apex Cup. Again, shout-outs to our sponsors in Team Evo. They've been one of our long-time sponsors. Seriously, big thank you to them. They have been amazing help. Everything that they have done. Throughout all the seasons, they've been here for a very long time. Shout out specifically to Risky, who himself has been the major sponsor, as well as, again, a great staff member to work with. As we're getting the answer, Mokeo is in. Again, that is, by the way, Mokeo. That is Sirius. Again, we'll get into this matchup in just a moment here, but again, it's Mokeo, aka Sirius. I believe they're the same person. Almost certain they're the same person. Again, it will be a very fun night of action here. As again, I'm just trying to get some quick confirmation here. Shouldn't take too long. Let me go ping one of the players. Again, I'll make sure that we get... As well, I'll make sure we also get updates from around the league here on multiple matches. Yeah, I am right. I actually am right. It is Mokeo went by Sirius earlier this season. We're gonna fix that later tonight, but for now, it is Mokeo. I'm gonna go by Mokeo because that's the name he goes by here, and he's gone by that name before. So, fortunately, everybody's here. We got Evo Velocity. They're kind of quiet to me, but we're good to get things going here. So, let's get these players in. Evil Buggers led this group, but lost to Evo Velocity earlier this season. Evo Velocity chasing after a championship that they could not win 3 seasons ago when they started in the team in the Apex Cup. Now, in Season 4, our last division and our last champions to be named, the Team Evo Apex Cup is here, and that means it's one last night to crown one last champion. Evo Velocity, one of 2 Team Evo teams in this final bracket on the blue, and Evo Buggers, who just got the scoring started, take to the orange. And as Pop sends one in front for SJT, again, the one thing you're going to want to focus on is those offenses, and more importantly is Evil Buggers' possession. If they hold possession, Evil Velocity are going to struggle. But Evil Velocity, they move so fast, that's what makes them scary. It's a fast-moving team, one that will play a lot of offense. Evil Velocity, if they can get ball possession, they've torn down Evil Buggers already once this season. Again, ended up as a relatively low seed in their group, where ended up being, I think, the 3rd or 4th seed in their group. Was not a great placement, but again, what's the consistent thing about Evo Velocity? This team shows up on playoff nights. They do not slow down. Again, when it is best of 7s, when it's longer matches, this team has a knack for getting wins, and so much of it comes down to the fact that this team is so fearless when it comes to just what they want to get things done. So most teams generally slow down in the playoff bracket. It feels like Evo Velocity, when they're in playoffs, they just play faster. And they play a whole lot faster. Every season they've been in playoffs, they have not missed too many opportunities here. Again, so far in their 3 seasons of competing, they have never missed a placement higher than top 8. So this season continuing that trend, as so far it's been 2nd, then it was, I believe, 4th, and then 6th. No team to scoff at here, because I mean, this is a team, again, that wants to claim victory against something that eluded them seasons ago. As that offense is going to matter, as Merritt ran right into fresh mode there. Pops will clear it away. Evo Velocity will keep control as Evil Buggers, again, aren't a very fast-moving team. We're not going to see them chase down Evo Velocity. That's not how they want to play here. They're just going to, once they get the ball, they're just going to keep it and force you to take it away from them. And that's what makes things so tough, because they just don't give the ball away often. As Pops, ceiling shot, nobody to stop him. And Evil Buggers take a 2nd. Multiple girls early on. And I said again, Evil Buggers, when they have possession, you really do struggle to pry that ball away from them. Two goals already for Evil Buggers. They're looking towards the midfield. Merritt. Awkward touch. I don't think that was really what he was planning on. As SJT gets one by fresh mode, and Evil Bug takes a 3rd. Evo Velocity pulling apart at the seams here as a double commit with Merritt and Mokeo in fresh mode. I mean, he could be in a much better position to stop that. But yeah, it really doesn't help when his teammates completely botched the play. Evo Velocity got a bit too confident going upfield, and it really came back to bite them. 3 goals already for Evil Buggers, considering that they got swept by Evo Velocity in the first stage of the season. I think they'll be more than happy just to take a early game here, really put the pressure on this side, as they'll go infield for yet another goal. Donnelly on the end of it. And quite obviously, it doesn't seem like there's much stopping them right now, as an infield play goes right to the back of the net. Evil Buggers not slowing down, that's for sure. As Donnelly. Pops, aka Pop Squally. Kicked away by Merritt as SJT. Fresh mode. Donnelly. SJT trying to get on the end of this one as a slight bounce will be left up for Evo Velocity to take. Fresh mode. That one's shot off of Donnelly, but again, Evil Buggers do so well to just get in the way, keep the possession, slow the game down, and, you know, really find some quite impressive efficiency for a roster that's not part of any organization. And it's a bit of an interesting thing here that this bracket of all brackets is the one that has a bit of a weird coincidence in it, in that there are 8 teams, 3 organizations represented, and each organization has 2 teams each, and that means there's 2 teams left over, not part of an organization. Again, those 3 orgs being very long time organizations in ATS history. Again, House Wyffer with Wyffer Wet Jets and Wyffer Snappers. Team Evo with Velocity, and then Team Evo Exiled on the other side of the bracket. 135 with 100x Solus and 100x Mizuki, and of course 2 teams not part of an organization, with it being Evil Buggers, as well as portable document formats. As fresh mode. Up's trying to get in the way of the play. Now SJT, well, it's a bit of an awkward touch. Velocity will get back to it here as infield. Donnelly goes a little bit high. Okeo will clear it away as SJT. 2 players colliding here as this one will be left for Pops. Looking for yet another goal as Merit will jump in the way, and Evo Velocity stopping the bleeding for sure, but the one thing that they usually can hang on to, which is their offense, just has not been consistent. As Merit, Donnelly gets in the way. Fresh mode. Cleared back by Pops, and that means Evo Velocity will be sent all the way back to defense as SJT looking in the midfield. And Evil Buggers just continue to do what this team's known for, and that is keep a high level of consistency that is very tough to recreate if you're playing against them. Currently, force teams to play at them and not the other way around. Evo Velocity, you can tell that's really shaking up their offense here. Shut out in game 1. That's huge for Evil Buggers, and again, knowing how good this team is, they'll be more than happy with a 4-0 scoreline. But again, something like a start like this really does set the pace for the rest of the day here. That first game matters so much to teams, because if you start off well, that momentum carries, especially in a bracket like this, where momentum really can be the difference maker. Right now, well, definitely getting the sense here that, again, Evil Buggers, again, just doing what we know they can do. But again, this game is far from over here. As we go right into our second game, Evil Buggers, obviously fans of Lethal Company, if you recognize the little creature that is their logo. That is the Loot Bug. I love Lethal Company, so I recognize that immediately. Or better known as the Yippee Bug. Well, nothing yippee to say about that. 2 seconds in the game, too. And Evo Velocity have already put one in. What they could not do last game, they have now done right as game 2 started. But this game is far from over. At least they got themselves on the board. That's a huge start for Evo Velocity, and one that they desperately needed. Strong start for this roster, as now they'll try to add more, but Evil Bugger is not going to let them have it for free. It's Donnelly. Will test fresh mode on the back wall. Now jumping in is SJT. It's resting in the midfield. Pop stopped by Merit. As Evil Bugger is in the midfield. SJT! Merit gets just in the way of this one. Mokeo will clear. And Evil Bug will rest on this one as Demos will open things up. Fresh mode to the back wall. Pops won't have it. Merit will clear it away. As Donnelly jumps up for it. Still Donnelly. Well, it's a bit of an awkward touch here as he'll get tripped up. Still with it. Donnelly running out of boost. And Mokeo will send this one away. The Evil Buggers will keep themselves on offense. Donnelly stopped by Mokeo. As Team Evo Velocity just got on the end of this one. And one of the few benefits that Evo Velocity have over a lot of the teams in this bracket, although not as many as you would expect initially, is that, again, this team is unchanged from last season. All 3 of these players were on the team last season. Everything they've done is gotten rid of, in this team's entire history in ATS, has been removing a sub in Exo. Himself is still relatively, who himself was another really solid player back when he was competing on this roster. But again, simply put, they have not, it's like Wyffer Wet Jets, they really haven't made that many changes to their roster to begin with. Yet even then, the competition gets tougher. They've had to move up a division or two in their time, and well, they know how tough this division is, as Fresh Mode whiffs on it, and SJT will tie this game at 1. A rough mistake to make. Means it's a go back for the Evil Buggers as KO. Jumping in his pops off the corner. That is a great chance to go for it, but even with Merit out of the way, that is still a very difficult angle. One that Evo Velocity will be more than happy to let Evil Buggers try to shoot at, because they know Evil Buggers, they're good. They're not that good, though. Nobody's scoring that difficult of an angle. Defense, it's so often about taking measured risks here that you need to sometimes counter that as, well, that's a huge mistake, though. As SJT just lobbed this one, and Pops was going for the bump there, but Mokeo, I mean, he was under no threat on that position. Missed the ball, and Evil Buggers take the lead. Man, they keep possession as well, as Pops going off the kickoff will give himself room to work with, leaving it for SJT! And that's right under the bar! Evil Buggers take another! And it's Pops who really does get things going. That is an amazing challenge. And SJT, 3 for 4. Simply put, he is not missing many of these opportunities. Evil Buggers should consider themselves very happy because once again they're proving their slow, methodical playstyle. It really works when the pressure's high, as Pop's trying to find another one. That's dinged off the post. The Velocity will try to force this one out. SJT cuts them short. Donley jumping on Fresh Mode. Pops off the corner. Second touch. Gets right over Merit. Mokeo. He's going to have an awkward time there, but without Donley to challenge, Mokeo's got room. And Merit! And the back of the net in his sights! Beautiful cross-map effort. And Team Evo Velocity. That's what we know their offense can do. They're a team that will find ways to shoot, will find ways to score. It's all about being able to keep up with that. As another open net here. Donley's going to take one back. We're extending the lead to 2 here for Evil Buggers. To a relatively open play. A bit too open, honestly. And, Evil Buggers again. Really looking all too pressured. And that helps when you have a sizable lead like this, especially with very little time left in this game. Evo Velocity needs to work quick. Fresh Mode. KO up as well, but SJT will keep it away. Donley moving forward to chase down Merit. Won't get him, but the flick still goes through. It's off the bar. It's rolling on the line. Pops will put in the last touch. And it is another for Evil Buggers as SJT hit it off the bar and just not able to get on the end of it was Team Evo Velocity. So yet again, Evil Buggers in the send down are Season 2 runners-up. From what was the Season 2 Apex Cup. Very different Apex Cup than the one that we have here. This one is much higher rank as the Buggers will go the other way as I think Merit stops moving. That's a disconnect here for Team Evo Velocity, but that means they're going to have to play 2v3 for the time being, and more importantly, just see if they can maintain this kind of position. At this point, I think for Evo Velocity, even with 3 players, I don't see them coming back with so little time to go. As there we go, Merit's got lost connection. Game will continue, but unfortunately for Evo Velocity, if they had any hopes of coming back, I think all of those have now been dashed with the with only having 2 players available. So we'll give them time to get Merit back in before we start Game 3, but it does mean Evil Buggers now have a 2-0 lead in the series. Sizable advantage over Team Evo Velocity, and again, reminder, this is the one team that beat Evil Buggers in so far this season is Team Evo Velocity, sweeping them again in Week 5. But really impressive for Evil Buggers to really adapt to that. It's so tough for teams to win in these kind of rematches. Game 2 will end just like this. Evil Buggers will have a 2-0 series advantage. And a pretty impressive looking performance so far. They really haven't slowed down, really haven't looked off at all. And considering the way that they're playing, this is what I think you would expect from this roster. Two games of, again, just good Rocket League from Evil Buggers, playing the game as you need to. And again, Evo Velocity, they've got time, they've got a tactical timeout as well, if they choose to use it. But I think more importantly, they just gotta get their offense going. They've had very little opportunities to score. And for a team like Evo Velocity, they rely on that offense. If that offense isn't moving, they're going to fall behind. So right now, pressure's on Team Evo Velocity. Unless they can get things going, Evil Buggers really have taken a sizable lead against them. And I don't think they are exactly kind to give it up anytime soon. More important for the Evil Buggers, just getting on the board, keeping possession, playing the way they have so far this entire season. It's worked against just about anybody. I mean, they're not going to be a team that's going to change up their playstyle for anyone. They know it's consistent, they know it works, and they know it's not exactly an easy playstyle to counter to. Again, the one thing they don't do well is they aren't very fast moving, but when you keep ball possession so often, you don't need to move fast as SJT. Merit will stay on this one as he wins that challenge. Now Mokeo can jump in. Donley will look to clear this one as a bit of an awkward play as now he jumps in. SJT will clear one away here as Donley, challenged by Mokeo, pops. Merit sends it back. When SJT's whiffed this one, Donley's got to jump to it. Mokeo and Fresh both jump in. It's open the other way. Donley to SJT, but not much made of that one. Still the shot, and Merit wasn't ready. Evil Buggers take the first of Game 3. It started with an overcommit, and it ended with Merit just standing still on the goal line. I don't know if he maybe thought the shot was off target, or if he just wasn't ready. Evil Buggers will gladly take a goal here. Add that pressure on early rather than going down like they did last game. They may not hold this lead for long as Mokeo to the back wall. Donley doesn't exactly have a great place to challenge, and he's going to be beat completely. And in this position for Donley, he's really got two options. Either you stay to the back wall and expect them to shoot it high, or you go low. Whichever way he goes, Fresh Mode's going to do the opposite. It's really a no-win situation for Donley. And the Evo Velocity will take a goal back as Pops and Donley. Oh, what a pinch! Oh, no way! Oh, what a team pinch! Evil Buggers connect, and they take the lead again. Pops and Donley. Oh, that's just amazing. And Evo Velocity were not wise to that play either. I mean, who would be? That is not a place where you would expect a team pinch. That's exactly why they went for it. Evil Buggers back in the lead as SJT trying to add more. Bump play on Fresh Mode. Donley will demo him away. It's resting in front of the goal. And Mokeo will have it cleared. SJT. Mokeo. SJT clears it back. Donley jumping in the play. Oh, runs right into Fresh as well, but still won by Evil Buggers as Mokeo Just trying to get this one away, but Evo Velocity again having to challenge off that back wall, and not exactly an easy place to be for them. We've seen them pressed so far back so often. Again, Evil Buggers really making their life miserable. Simply put, they're not going to make mistakes. You really need to play perfectly against the Evil Buggers. You gotta play great, perfect Rocket League if you're going to beat them. Evo Velocity, they've made small mistakes. They've not been able to really take the ball away for long periods of time. Look at this from Evil Buggers. Their possession is just so immense. Passing play after passing play. They've always got another option, and now they will score. Pops with the last touch, but this was a minute and a half of Evil Buggers domination. And when you hold offense for that amount of time, no team's going to last. Just truly impressive how the Evil Buggers were able to play this one. Team Evo Velocity really shut down, and I mean it. They had no opportunities. They have been starved this entire series. Evil Buggers really making sure, again, that their normal playstyle, just playing the way they want to, is really looking top-notch today. Challenging correctly, playing correctly, working together, forcing Evo Velocity to play as much defense as they have to. Scoring when the chances permits is... Well, it's going to be an overcommit, though. It's going to be a goal for Merritt. Evil Buggers got caught with one. Pops was expected to go for that shot there, and SJT was so on board with that. He was willing to push up for the rebound, not realizing that actually Pops didn't have a very good run up to that play. Gonna leave things a little bit more awkward here as, oh, it's fresh mode! And it's a tie game! Right off the kickoff as well! And Donnelly, he was pushing back post to cover as many options as he could. It's Donnelly looking for the pop-up play. Merritt gets the block. SJT takes the lead! And the Evil Buggers, once more, will find ways to break you down. And, I mean, come on, this is incredible. As fresh mode, the other way, he's got a great advantage there, but Pops has the boost. Now they go, but a double whiff. Fresh mode's the only one back. One-on-one with SJT. And it will be Evo Velocity who can take this ball away once more, but a long clear from Okeo does get the demo. It's a risky attempt. Oh, what a fake from SJT. Just wasting time. Now he's got the dribble, looking for the goal, but he can't put it on. Okeo's whiffed. Fresh mode, clear, straight to Pops, but it goes wide of the net. Evo Velocity. My goodness. Played it a bit too close there. Now they can shoot. Double commit for Evil Buggers to get that one out. Conley. Clear back from Okeo. SJT demoed out of the field. As Merritt with room. The dribble. Merritt on net. Saved away. SJT prevents the follow-up. Team Velocity once again sent all the way back to defense. But this is more of what we are expecting out of them here. This quick-moving, quick-pace offense. But they've got to get an opportunity. They're one goal down. They need a goal here. SJT, Donnelly, to end Game 3. And Evil Buggers, surely that does it. Not enough time left to come back. This is where the Evil Buggers have really been able to take control against the team that swept them earlier in the season. They may sweep them in the quarterfinals. 3 games down. Evil Buggers only 1 away from a spot in the semifinals. Three games straight, the Evil Buggers have not slowed down. And no call for a tactical timeout either, meaning we're going to be going right into Game 4. Interesting call here for Evo Velocity, although, I mean, they've used it before. They've been around long enough that I've seen them both choose to use it and not to use it in this kind of position. Obviously tonight, a little different for Evo Velocity. But again, a 3-0 lead for the Evil Buggers. Simply put, this is what they do. They play amazing Rocket League, and it's so tough to shut them down. As they'll try to keep things going. Merit, Evo Velocity trying to run their way back as Hops does get pushed out the way. Donley, Spy 1, SJT with the pinch. And Evil Buggers will try to keep this play moving as Pops, he's already up, gets one right by Mokeo. Freshmo doesn't have boost, but Merit does. They'll both jump anyways. Actually, they'll keep this position as well. Mokeo racing to this one, but too much of an issue for SJT to handle. Evil Buggers again keeping possession, and you can tell Evil Velocity trying to pick up the pace, trying to pick up that speed, trying to play faster than the Evil Buggers. But I think what's going to matter it's not about speed, it's about control. Can they play controlled Rocket League? Because the Evil Buggers, and specifically SJT, can absolutely play that way. They don't have a problem with people playing super fast around them. Again, as I said, they're not exactly known for being a very fast team. They're going to be more so. Can Evo Velocity take a majority of offense? They can't. It's going to be the same game all over again as... Oh, what happened here? Oh, that ball just fell in front, and I don't know what happened, but it obviously wasn't good. Freshmo tripped off the post. Mokeo couldn't get the contact. And Evil Buggers once again with the first goal, and now off the kickoff, it's a second, and it's from SJT. Well, they have not slowed down, that's for sure. Continuing to really put every bit of meaning into it, and I don't say this often, but they are really playing with meaning right now, Evil Buggers. Every touch has a purpose, every play has a purpose, and has an option. This isn't a team that's just playing to play. They're playing to make the right decisions. And I don't think you can deny they're making the right decisions right now. Big demo from SJT. And from there on out, it's Donley and Pops to the open nets, although Donley nearly made Pops miss there. Evil Buggers now 3-0 up, and for Team Evo Velocity, do they have any hope of coming back at this point? Pops, back wall, double, no doubt about it. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Well, I guess there maybe would have been some doubt, but there was not even a challenge on him there. Evo Velocity looked like they gave up on that play, just decided to let him take the shot. But I'll tell you just how the series has been going for them. It has been ugly for Team Evo Velocity, for a team that, again, has always been able to make the final bracket. Never have I seen them look so out of place. Again, they have been here since Season 2 of the Ascent Tournament Series. A team that's made it to the Grand Finals. And after that, made it as far as top 6, losing to the runners-up. And I mean, even last season, they lost in a 4-0 sweep. And even then, they didn't look nearly outplayed. But Evil Buggers, man, they really are just a level above right now. And Evo Velocity, desperate to find anything. But clearly, they will not have an answer right now. Evil Buggers continuing to do things the way they want it to. Again, playing perfectly, no mistakes, it really feels like. They're really setting the bar high here, that if you're going to play against the Evil Buggers, you got to play perfectly or else they are going to take you down. I mean, that's been the key all season long for this Evil Buggers team. They've been a team that just plays really amazing rotational Rocket League. Again, for being a team that's not on any organization, I mean, it's very reminiscent of what... it's kind of reminiscent of what we saw earlier from America Canada yesterday. Another team not on org that had 3 players that all worked around each other very well. So this Evo Buggers team is even more rotationally based. As Americana had Walker who could step up and pop off at any time. It really felt like Americana was a team that had players that could pop off. This team, nobody needs to pop off. They just are all that good. They're all just good as a unit. No one needs to pop off for them. Yeah, and you definitely get to see it here as more elite at this point. Evo Velocity are running out of time for any form of a comeback. As Donley, off the sidewall. Pop's trying to jump in, but it will be multiple demos to leave the play open as Merritt trying to get one by SJT. The follow-up will be on net, but saved away anyways. The Evil Buggers will pinch this one away. Merritt to clear. SJT off the sidewall. Up is Donley. To the net is Donley, but saved is Fresh Mode. Evo Velocity. At this point, playing just for desperation. But they know time is running out for them. And they need 4 goals. At this point, they practically don't have enough time to come back. As Evil Buggers continue to press them back. Donley towards the goal. Merritt's will pinch this one away. Evil Buggers still keeping it here as Fresh Mode. Donley now. Evil Bug right back to the blue half of the field without any hesitation. And Team Evil Velocity, well, their time has run up. They have never missed a top 8 finish, and this season will be no different. But unlike the previous seasons, they really have met a complete and utter match. Evil Buggers have beaten them inside and out, every which way. And for Team Evil Velocity, again, a team that's been here virtually unchanged since Season 2. I have never seen them look so lost. Evil Buggers in a 4-0 sweep advanced to the semifinals. And this is the epitome of domination in the final bracket. The run for Evil Velocity is over, but for Evil Buggers, it may have just started. 4 games straight as well. They made it quick. They made it easy. And they made it obvious that this is a message to a lot of other teams out there. They are not ones to mess with. So 4 games straight. I mean, their match was so quick. All the other matches, I think, are still in Game 3. No other series has concluded. That's how quick this one has been for them. Again, here's our final bracket as it stands. And again, my goodness, I don't know if you could have asked them to look any better. That was perfect Rocket League from the Evil Buggers. And Evil Velocity, again, they met their match there. Again, I have never seen a team take down Evil Velocity so easily. Reminder, this is a team that lost them earlier in the season. There's the one team that I think Evil Buggers had some worries about, had maybe even a few doubts about, was this Evil Velocity team. Everybody else, they either have beaten or they haven't played. Definitely tell you something, that if the team that beat them in the regular season is beaten this badly, you know Evil Buggers are prepared. And that is going to end their run already here, as they're going to the semifinals. So, my goodness, what a night already here, as we're going to get some updates around the league here for some of the other matches, actually, as 100X Mizuki versus Team Evo Exiles. The first match I'm looking at right now is currently in Game 4 with a 2-1 lead for 100X Mizuki over Team Evo Exile, leading 2-1. So 100X Mizuki trying to take down the other Team Evo side. That is on Fox's team at TTV / the RL Fox. And Maxine 0_O has Wyffer Snappers versus Portable Document Format Files. And Wyffer Snappers leading 2-1 in what might be the most entirely anticipated quarterfinal of the grouping. It's definitely the one I'm looking at the most, because both these teams have led their groups, and both these teams are very, very good. Again, they're in Game 4 with Wyffer Snappers leading 2-1 in the series. Of course, Tesla has another very important matchup here with 100X Solus versus Wyffer Wet Jets, where the Wet Jets right now, they're also in Game 4. Wet Jets are leading the series 2-1. Again, we're going to have to wait a little bit for results to come in, but what we do know is Our first of 3 matches tonight have ended. Well, Buggers will take this one, and we are going to stick around on the same side of the bracket here, so we'll be seeing the Evil Buggers again. They'll be taking on a new opponent in either Wyffer Wet Jets or 100x Solus, again, whoever wins that matchup. But again, that is an early win for the Evil Buggers. I get to wait and watch a little bit now. I'm sure they'll be excited for that. Again, we will get things set up here. We're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we will have our semifinals for you all. Evil Buggers move on. We'll see them again very soon. But for now, we'll wait for the other matches to catch up. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to the Ascend Tournament Series Season 4 Team Evo Apex Cup Final Bracket. I'm Spuddy FC. Joining me now is Fox, and we've got our semi-finals here, our final tournament, our final bracket, if you will. And the semi-finals are here, and well, while you all have been waiting, a very long time I might add, a couple matches have since concluded here, so we got some updates for you. Obviously, as you guys could see on the overlay, Wyffer Wet Jets just won their match 4-2 over Hunter X Solace, and Hunter X Mizuki took down Team Evo Exiled 4-1. Wyffer Snappers versus Portable Document format are in Game 7 right now, but we'll get you an update on that, as that match I think is in its final minutes. So as that match concludes, we'll get the update to you all. For now, what a night so far here with all the teams competing, and what a semifinals we have here, Fox. Wyffer Wet Jets are Season 2 winners, taking on Evo Buggers, and Wyffer Wet Jets trying to do something that has not been done since Season 1, and that is have the same team win 2 championships. The only team to have done that has been Evolve Skylight. Wyffer Wet Jets trying to add themselves to a very exclusive list.
Absolutely. And how you doing, Sporty? I am sure that you are very happy to see yet another season of ATS. We are finally closing it all out. All of the different tiers are coming to a close now with this Championship Sunday, and congrats again on all of the seasons. And for this one, I mean, the Wyffer Wet Jets, I have had I don't know if I'd call it pleasure, maybe displeasure of competing against them. That's a tough roster. Armor J, Muffin, and Moose, they are a stiff competition. The Buggers are going to have their hands full, but I mean, they're also making some noise here. They're not top 4 for, no reason at all. And then on the other side, Mizuki waiting on the winner of that other series, top 4. This cup, the Apex Cup, is honestly up for grabs for anyone because of all of the talent that has made it to the top 4.
And while that's happening, we did get an update as well. Portable Document format won Game 7 with the scoreline of 3-1, so they themselves will now play against Mizuki on Maxine stream, Maxine 0_O. So if you want to go say hi to Maxine, who just finished up the matchup with Portable Document format files winning, well, now you get to here with us moving to the semifinals. Wyffer Wet Jets, and they've got I mentioned earlier about Team Evo Velocity, how inconsistent they are. They've never missed a final bracket. Well, Wyffer Wet Jets have done one better. Ever since Season 2, they have never missed a top 4 finish. They have always been able to make top 4, including, again, winning back in Season 2 of the Apex Cup. So, the Wyffer Wet Jets, they are the epitome of consistency. But if you want to talk about consistency, Evo Buggers have done that. They've already beat them once this season with a Game 5 victory in the first stage of the season. For Evo Buggers, they gotta do it again, but knowing this Wyffer Wet Jets team, the one thing they have here that they know that they have against Evo Buggers is that experience. They've been here before, they've been in these final brackets, they've already seen Evo Buggers, and they know that the pressure is gonna be a little bit stronger on some of these newer rosters like Evo Buggers. They've been here already, again, 2 times before in this semifinals position. Now it's all about being able to perform when they need to against an Evo Buggers team that, I talked to beforehand, I don't think has made any mistakes tonight, and it's gonna be a team where you gotta play perfectly against them or else you're going to lose.
Yep, experience is going to play a big factor because the way that these two teams are poised and stacked with each other in terms of the skill set, you make one mistake, you're probably going to get punished in some form. It could be a goal against, it could be a boost steal, a demo, who knows, but how fast and how quick these teams are, the type of pedigree that Wet Jets is bringing to the table, top 4 finish, and yet again, another top 4 here. Chance to go top 2 as well, but Evil Buggers, they look pretty darn good as well. I'm very excited to see how these two teams match up and shape up with each other.
Yeah, it really will be, and for Evil Buggers, they've already had to play a couple teams that have won before. Again, they had to play Beansop, the remnants of the ODU Monarch Silver roster that won in Season 1, had to play Team XL in that first stage of the season as well, the team that won last season's Advent Cup. Now they play the Wet Jets, once again, the team that won in Season 2 Apex Cup. As we're getting a call here. As we're having a disconnect issue, so we're going to get a reset quickly here. We're going to reset here as everybody stops moving. So we'll get a lobby reset here and get things sorted out. It's a little false alarm. Sorry, everybody, about that one. So we'll quickly get a lobby reset here, get everybody back in the lobby, and hopefully we'll get whatever technical issue we had fixed up. But still, Wyffer Wet Jets, at this point, ATS Royalty, they're trying to do what only one team's ever done before, and that is win 2 tournaments. Again, trying to follow in the path of Evolve Skylight. That's how long it's been since we've had a team win 2 championships. Evolve Skylight, again, they made that happen in Season 1. They won twice. Back with Season 0 and Season 1. So, we're just trying to do something that is been proven in ATS history to be very, very difficult.
Absolutely. Shout out to Sim in the chat coming in with W Sim helped me out a couple of occasions. Not only were they playing, but they also helped me with my stream a couple times. Told me where a missing player was, and then they managed to tell me that a team had called a timeout. I never saw it in the chat, but Sim shouted it out, and big W for Sim. So thank you for hanging out and dropping in some assistance for us casters. We are definitely not perfect, and that lobby we were in was not perfect either. Looks like we've got both teams ready to lock back in, and hopefully this one will be better. And Sporty, when we are ready, looks like we are ready to kick off the semifinals of the Apex Cup.
We are the Team Evo Apex Cup, if you will, here as Wyffer Wet Jets and Evo Buggers, and now we can say there have been no issues. Hopefully, we will have no more. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, maybe, cross your legs, whatever it is. Wish us luck as we go into the semifinals here of the Team Evo Apex Cup. Reminder: $200 up for grabs on a grand final spot. Up for grabs here as Wyffer Wet Jets have won here before, but the Evil Buggers, well, I said it before, they have looked unstoppable in that quarterfinals, and the Wyffer Wet Jets, they're gonna get a rude awakening. This Evil Buggers team plays very similar to them, and again, they don't make mistakes.
Yeah, not sure if Donley got a piece of Moose there in the corner, but his jump does betray him. Unable to find a touch on the ball. That is what sets Evil Buggers free, and they have an open goal to shoot at, so a good 1-0 start here for them. Starts quick, in the series, that first goal, I always say it, the first goal, it really kind of relaxes the team, relaxes the boys, gets them engaged, gets them locked in, so a good start here for the Evil Buggers. You mentioned the pedigree that Wet Jets have, but the first goal for Buggers has got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it is. We were able to score pretty early on the Team Evo Velocity as well, but unlike Team Evo Velocity, this is a Wyffer Wet Jets team that's not known for just offense. It's a Wet Jets team that is known to never change, and to tell you that a roster that doesn't change very much is really only going to be relying on one thing, and that is going to be team chemistry. And well, you can't exactly find players who have better chemistry than these three here on the Wet Jets. Moose, Armor J, and Muffin. Again, virtually unchanged since this team's beginning in Season 2 of the Apex Cup, but since Season 2, they have not been able to win. They've always just barely missed that championship, and sure, for them and for House Wyffer, the organization that they represent, they would love nothing more than to repeat history. It's so tough for teams to win and then do it again because it's so tough to stay at the top of your league. But Wyffer Wet Jets trying to do it here, and Evil Buggers going to be a very good challenge for them, especially considering that, again, Evil Buggers are a team that just plays with consistency as Donley clears it away. Moose will get it back as now Muffin with a long touch pops to the corner. Was a bit of an awkward bounce as well. Donley's there. Armor J will jump in, but the Wyffer Wet Jets still really don't keep possession, and that's what makes Evil Buggers so tough as a team. That's what separates them from a lot of teams like the Wet Jets, is that along with keeping possession, they don't give it up. This is a team that just continues to win challenges, continues to win the play, and I said it before, every touch they make is with a purpose and with passion, and you're going to see it here. Every touch has an option, has a reason for being there. The Evil Buggers are going to push the Wet Jets to their limits.
Yep, we've seen Evil Buggers a couple times launch the physicality aspect. Pops is going to have a shot towards goal. Muffin, no problem. He was hanging out there, and there's the demo I was talking about. The player makes the save. It's not done there. Evil Buggers will end up taking a bite out of the defender there. In this case, Muffin reaching back. It was a little awkward there for just a moment. Buggers keep on that offensive press. We've seen the Wet Jets back in their own zone a little bit more than they've spent the other half, and here they come again. SJT trying to find some openings, but nothing quite there. This touch from Pops, handled by Donley, and a nice flick forward. Right now, it feels like Evil Buggers have just that little slight advantage in terms of speed and rotation, but nice demo from Muffin. If you can't beat them, destroy them.
Yeah, it absolutely does feel like they're playing that way as Armor J jumping into the challenge, but Evil Buggers just continuing to keep offense, and they did this against Evo Velocity. They did not give them much time on offense. The Wet Jets are going to learn very soon. You really do need to beat this team in the midfield if you're going to get through them. As another demo, Muffin shuffles this one to Armor J. Moose, that's a great first touch, cut in the air. Donley can't jump to this, but SJT will, and he will get rid of this one. Muffin to the back wall. Donley clears, Armor J is up for it, and the Wet Jets will stay with the ball as Pops. Oh, he's been shuffled out there as Moose just staying right under him And now Armor J finds Muffin. The Wet Jets trying to find a way back. It's only a 1-goal difference, but the Evil Buggers continuing to keep possession. And so long as they keep the ball, time will be of their favor. As SJT hits the double tap off Flabackle with no boost. But it's no problem for SJT. The Evil Buggers score again, and this is for the highlight reel.
Oh, Donley, the set, SJT, the spike, double tap down and in. What a beauty of a shot there for SJT, and a great team play as well for the Buggers. 2-0 lead here, and for the Wet Jets right now, you played a relatively solid game, but your goal has been dented a couple times. Now it's time to try and ignite a little bit of offense. If not, at least try and find something you can solve these Buggers in game 2. That's going to be a denial there from Donley. Sets Pops back free, and now Moose sends it forward, but again, everybody for the Buggers, this midfield right now is really, really difficult for the Wet Jets to find anything to get a free avenue to push upfield.
Another long clear as Donley to the ceiling. Armor J and the Wet Jets, it really feels like that goal took all the wind out their sails. Evil Buggers with one swift motion just kicks them. It's like a punch to the gut here. And the Wet Jets have not been able to reinflate as here goes Pops for another chance. Trying to punch one by Armor J. Moose runs right into the Evil Buggers, but can't get this one away. And the Wet Jets have been playing Defense Simulator all game long, and it has not changed. Inside the final 30 seconds, the Wet Jets look for one. Donley keeps it away from Armor J, and up goes Pops to keep the play in favor of the Orange. SJT. Moose wins this one, but Pops is already up for it, and Evil Buggers always have another touch on display. Now in the midfield, everybody commits, but it's kept wide anyways. The Wet Jets really feels like their first major chance on offense, but this one will be without enough time to play. Evil Buggers, game 1 is theirs, and I have to say it, I don't think we saw the Wet Jets on offense until the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was a better final minute there from the Wet Jets, but a really clean opening game. That was a statement game from the Buggers. They get a favorable bounce to start the game. You get an early goal off of the kickoff. Ends up in the back of the net, and then after you get the lead, you're able to play from the lead. You start to relax, you start to settle in, and then eventually you get an absolute highlight and a half out of SJT. Great feed from Donley. He's got 2 helpers on the day, and Pops just got to kind of sit back and enjoy the show that Donley and SJT put on offensively. And for the Wet Jets, it's now time to try and figure out a little bit of a different approach, because you didn't get very many chances on offense, so really need to capitalize on what you do get here in game 2 and beyond.
You absolutely do. This is a very important series to not let anything through. If you're the Wet Jets, this Evo Buggers team just tore through Team Evo Velocity, and they are not exactly slowing down. Swept them earlier, and again, Evo Buggers, as I said, they do not look like they do look unstoppable right now. I haven't seen anybody really step up this team so far today, and the Wet Jets, game 1 did not exactly look like they were putting much of a challenge against them here. As again, I still need to see somebody who can really keep up with this Evil Buggers, really force them to play to their limits, force them to, play better and stronger. But right now, it is really going to be a battle. But for the Wet Jets, early offense, but not much going for them. And here's Evil Buggers with possession, and this is when things get scary. Donley in front. Moose will be there to clear as Muffin doesn't have the boost to work with. And SJT trying to maybe send one up for a teammate, but nobody there to challenge. The Wet Jets will get rid of this one and will once again be back upfield, but again, without much to work with.
Here's Moose, some better speed here out of the Wet Jets, and that's a bang right into the net by Muffin. Like I said, better speed. SJT jumps for that ball. It escapes his grasp. Moose just stays with the play, drops the ball in front, and Muffin says, "Thank you very much." And we have got a 1-0 lead. The first lead and the first goal all comes in one swift motion, and the Wet Jets off and running.
Oh, you know what? They may even add a second one here, as that's just gone up the post. It is in front of the net, but Evil Buggers, it's not exactly the first time they've been down by 1, but they almost went down by 2. The Wet Jets are playing a lot better here. It feels like whatever they did at the end of game 1, kind of continuing into game 2, they have not exactly forgotten what worked for them last game. As Pops. Oh, Moose whiffed on that one. Donley looking for the redirect, and Armor J is facing the wrong direction, but we'll turn for this one as the shot wasn't strong enough, and Evil Buggers going for a lot more fast-type offense. They're not keeping as much possession. They're definitely having more issues keeping the ball close to them, and the Wet Jets definitely making them struggle a little bit more for these opportunities.
Yep, not only that, the Wet Jets are avoiding a lot of contact. I saw a lot of bumps, a lot of demos in game one. That was both directions, but I did see a lot of bugger bumps and bugger demos. This game, it's been a much different story. Not as many demos, and that leaves Moose a chance to make the save and now get the clear as well. So some better speed and some better map awareness off the ball here from the Wet Jets, but they got to look out because that redirect is perfect as Pops will drop down SJT's pass straight into the hearts of the Wet Jet defense.
But how the Evo Buggers are playing, as soon as I saw SJT make that touch, I immediately said there was no way that was going to go anywhere but the net. That is completely off the radar for Wyffer Wet Jets. They didn't see any of that in their peripherals, and Evo Buggers catching them by surprise to tie this game at 1. And now that they have a goal, Evo Buggers look to add another as Donley gets one by Armor J. It's Moose who will jump in to keep the ball on offense. Without boost, he's got to give up the play initially. Pops. Moose jumps in. Here goes all three, but it's an overcommit for the Wet Jets. Armor J keeps this. Oh, and SJT overcommits. He's got to get back in time. Saved away. Moose to the nets. This one's going to stay afloat. And the Wet Jets. I love what I saw there from Moose. The immediate turnaround forced the Buggers on their back foot and never give up. He'll score to the top right corner, and the Wet Jets take the lead again.
Classy finish from Moose. That was a beautiful shot. Picked his spot, the spot against the defender's momentum. That could have saved that ball. There's no way they're getting across the entire goal mouth in that short amount of time. Great finish by Moose, and the Wet Jets' momentum, you know, it is continuing to grow. It's almost like a little snowball that keeps getting bigger and bigger. It took almost a perfect play to beat them for the one goal against, and they're looking to maybe even add another.
As Armor J, stopped by SJT, Muffin, looking for another one here, and he's got an extra touch on that to get over Pops, but the Wet Jets now completely turning the tables in this game. It was, again, only the last game where it really felt like they couldn't even get out of their own half. Now they can, and part of it's the demos. I think more of it has to do with the fact that the Wet Jets are recognizing that they, too, need to keep possession. They went for a lot more clears last game. They went for a lot more heavy touches. This game, it's a lot more control. It's a lot more dribbles. They're recognizing Evil Buggers are just not going to play up to them. They're not going to play up to Wet Jets. The Wet Jets have time to make things happen. As long as they have the ball, the Buggers are just not going to challenge them.
Absolutely. SGG puts this one up for Donley to handle to the corner. Some good passing between the team members, but they ran out of options for the Buggers. As SJT, no more boost to his name. Wifty goes for the bump on Armor J. He said no and avoids that contact yet again. Now Wet Jets will go deep into the territory of the Buggers, forcing Pops into a play he maybe didn't want to make because now it deflects across. Armor J's there. Donley will outlet as far as Moose. Wet Jets, again, much quicker to these open touches, and they are making life difficult on the Buggers no matter which part of the field that they're in.
As SJT's gonna walk in, man, he went unchallenged until he got to the blue goal there. The Wet Jets really were out of position. Oh, and you can see why. Armor J, that is Pops playing a blocker on him there, and Armor J just could not get around him. No wonder he went unchallenged, because Armor J couldn't challenge him.
Needle threaded, indeed. Yep, the bump play. Been saying that they've been avoiding the bumps, but when the contact happens, you know, the Buggers, they seem to be able to make the most out of anything. That was very little room. Moose is going to return the favor into Donley. This might be a chance for the Wet Jets after eliminating the defense. However, SJT one step quicker to that ball. Loses out on the boost, but does get the pickpocket. Sending it in deep. A couple players here for the Wet Jets. They're caught awkward. The crossfield pass. SJT tries to set up Pops. 1, 2, 3. They connect the dots. That's a thing of beauty.
The Evil Buggers, man, even when they went down by 1, you cannot deny this team. They've done this already once before tonight against Evo Velocity. It feels like they're doing it all over again against the Wet Jets. I don't know. It's like there's a divine being saying that the Evil Buggers are going to win, and there was no one stopping them right now. Maybe it's the divine being of all the loot bugs that that are cheering them on right now, as Evil Buggers continue just to keep the ball away. Time is nearly at an end here as Wyffer Wet Jets need a goal and need one soon. Armor J to the corner. 10 seconds to go. Donley keeps it out, but without any boost, he can't go any further. Moose gonna push his way through. Muffin removed from the play, and it will be cleared out. Evil Buggers take game 2. It's a bump that ends this one, and from being 2 goals down, it is a 3-2 win. Evil Buggers with an amazing comeback, and now a 6th straight game 1 tonight.
My goodness. I mean, you can't give them hardly any time, any space, one little bump, and then just the slightest sliver in between player and post. That's how we got tied up. And then it was the team play. Beautiful three-way passing play off of the 50 into the give and go with the Buggers there to get the game winner. For the Wet Jets, you did lose the game. That happened. However, that was a much better effort out of them. They can limit the amount of freedom that the Buggers have in terms of initiating that physical contact in the wet jet zone. They might be able to escape with a win here in Game 3.
We'll see about that. No call for the tactical timeout from the Wet Jets here, so choosing to play on. Game 2 was much better than Game 1, admittedly, but it definitely feels like, at least for the Wet Jets, they had time there. That is a massive play in front there. Tons of demos.
Damage.
As here goes Donley. That's stopped by Moose. And the Evil Buggers will move once again. Pops to SJT. Oh my goodness, Pops. He's fallen on top of that one. And it will go in. Everything is working for the Evil Buggers. And the Wet Jets can't believe it.
When you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And that was a fortunate bounce. SJT's 50. He probably did not draw that up. I don't know if they could recreate it. But Pops is gifted the goal thanks to his positioning, and a good job by SJT yet again. That's something that we've seen. The Evil Buggers, seem to be involved. There's never a solo play. It's always a team effort to get their goals. And when you're moving as a cohesive unit, almost like an insect colony itself, I mean, it's a dangerous thing. And the Wet Jets right now are finding that out firsthand.
They are getting a front row seat just like the Team Evo Velocity did only an hour earlier. Pops leaves it for SJT, and while SJT's probably been their biggest scorer, you can't deny the Buggers have been and have had multiple players who can step things up as the Wet Jets ran into each other in the midfield here. Pops is going to have some room, double tap, Armor J is there, Moose to clear it down the field, but again, it's just to get some time. The Wet Jets at this point buying themselves time rather than offense. Evil Buggers turning this series around again, even though the Wet Jets did so well with control last game. You can tell the pressure of the Evil Buggers is such that even when you find success, you still cannot shake up the feeling that this team is right there behind you.
Here comes SJT. He's behind the ball. Moose will push it away from him. Tried to take it to the air. Donley's going to lose out on this challenge. No, he got up to it in time. Able to challenge that. And again, Wet Jets forced back into their own zone. Back to the drawing board. Good clear. Armor J, he spots Moose across the pitch. Right back to you. Give and go. The shot just not quite there, but a good idea from the Wet Jets using each other, just like we've been seeing the Buggers do. Give them a taste of their own medicine as Armor J gets bumped there by Pops on his way back, but he recovered nicely. He's only able to get just a touch and no bump to be had. Had he bumped Pops, I think it's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, I think so as well. The Wet Jets, they're recognizing that this Evil Buggers defense is annoying to deal with. Oh, but what a touch from Muffin! Out of the peripheral and into the space. The Wet Jets, he went for a bump as well. I think Donley was expecting him to go for the full rotation there because Armor J was right in the midfield. But Muffin called his shot, moved back into space, and the Wet Jets have taken a goal back.
Oh, he's trying to take a life. Instead, he takes a goal off the bump attempt. Never give up on the play. Always have that camera on the ball. And speaking of eyes on the ball, Pops is going to pop that one right off the ground and into the net. The tie game was short-lived.
That might as well be grand theft there. He stole that one away from Muffin, who was going for a solo effort the other way. Evil Buggers, as soon as you get one on them, they find a way to sneak back into things. And we saw this last game. We see it here again, staying ahead of the competition. As an infield play, double commit for the Wet Jets, and with the last player removed, Pops is on an open room. Double! Doesn't get it! Running in will be Donley. Open space, the shot to the back post. They don't have boost here for the Wet Jets, and this is room that they can work with. Moose to clear, though, and the Wet Jets, again, just trying to buy themselves some time, going back to those heavy clears, and, well, it's getting them space. It's not getting them possession, it's not getting them good positioning, and it's almost certainly not getting them a lot of great scoring opportunities.
Oh, great clear here. Donley's going to be last man back with not a lot of boost, and the attacking player, Muffin, gets deleted. Great off-the-ball pressure there by SJT. He got the demo and has the touch. Seems to be doing just about everything his team needs right now. Now Muffin gets challenged by Donley in deep with numbers. SJT can put this one in front, and Pops does get denied a better save. Good save out of Wet Jets. Now here we go. We're going coast to coast, Sporty. It's going back wall to back wall in almost 5 seconds.
It is, but the Evil Buggers have the lead. It's the Wet Jets who are under pressure. And you said it, SJT has been doing just about anything that his team needs. It's I think, a position that people don't recognize the kind of utility to position. If his team needs something done, SJT just gets in the play, gets in the faces of the Wet Jets, and gets the job done. Gets things moving. And the Evil Buggers, I mean, I said it before, they're a team that can sometimes be a bit slow here, but SJT is making them move as Pops. SJT doesn't have boost, but again, he's going to chase this one down, force the Wet Jets to make a play, and when you force teams to make plays, force teams to play to the ball, mistakes are going to happen, openings are going to be there, and SJT, he knows it. That's why, even without any boost, he is still attacking.
Good clear here by Armor J. Sets up
shot.
Moose. Good save. Donley with the save. By the skin of his teeth, you could hear the dink, but he made it. It was another good passing play out of the Wet Jets. They've kind of awoken their own little passing offensive attack here, as the give and go earlier didn't work. This one's going to be sent towards goal. Donley has other ideas, but Moose is there. Not much on the back wall, though. Pops and his buddy Donley both making the back wall for the Wet Jets an almost impossible feat to tackle. So now they're going to try something infield with the Wifty. It gives a chance for SJT to clear. The Buggers look like they're going to survive this one, and 30 seconds left for the Wet Jets to try and counter.
Yeah, the Evil Buggers get out of the defense initially here as SJT. He's actually looking for a goal at this point. Muffin will clear, but it's Pops to the back wall. And Evil Buggers might just end this with one more goal. Fake from SJT will be left for Donley, but Armor J's won this one. And the Evil Buggers sent scrambling back. Armor J to Muffin to the back post, and he spit it in. The Wet Jets go to their bread and butter. The infield pass connects, and for the Wet Jets, as long as I've known them, this has always been a threat of theirs, and they use it when they needed it most.
The Armored Muffin combo comes through again for the Wet Jets. They have been using each other. Those infield passes have been working. The back wall has been almost non-existent for the Jets, so they use each other. They're able to outnumber and put a great shot on. And speaking of shot on, that one's going to test Armor J. Don't think it was ever destined for the goal, but he made sure of that. Ball's not down quite yet, though. Evil Buggers, they're going to run out of boost. And Sporty, we've got golden goal territory, I think, for the Wet Jets to win this series. This game is almost imperative to win.
Yeah, I mean, it is not necessary for them to win, but considering how well the Evil Buggers have played, if they have a chance to go with a second sweep and one in the semifinals, you really do not count the Wet Jets' chances as being very high at all. Moose.
No.
One-on-one, Pops will be there, and Donnie's trying to get a quick touch. He's got it! There's nobody back, and the Evil Buggers take a 3-0 lead.
A collapse of defensive resources. Moose got challenged there. The ball clean win, and then Armor J just one step behind Donley, sends it all the way down through, and that is a dagger into the hearts of House Wyffendor. As the Wet Jets now, in order to move on to the final two, it's going to have to be a reverse sweep against a potent Buggy squad.
The last stand for the Wyffer Wet Jets and House Wyffendor. A team trying to only be the second in ATS history of a complete roster of the same team winning multiple championships, but yet the Evil Buggers have shut them down. And now the question is for the Wet Jets, no call for a tactical timeout as well.
Yeah, no timeout.
That's an interesting choice from them. They know that they can use them, but they're seeing something that I'm not, because I really think if you're going to use a tactical timeout, this is the best time to do so.
Well, they've kind of built themselves a series. Game 1 looked a little flat for the Wet Jets. Game 2, a little bit better. Than Game 3, you went to overtime. You're one shot away. So slowly but surely, Wyffendor is starting to build themselves a little bit of a series, are the Wet Jets. However, now you're in some dire territory because the final two seems a long way away, because you have to win not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 straight games against the Evil Buggers.
Yeah, they're going to have to do something that has never been done before on this mainstream, and that is win via reverse sweep in a best of 7. I don't think that's even... I don't want to confirm it all, because I don't know, but also maybe something that has never happened in ATS history at all. I wouldn't know to be certain, but it's definitely never happened on this stream or my personal stream, which was the main stream before this one, so something that...
Your first Game 7.
It would also be the first Game 7 on this for this season on this stream. We haven't had any yet, so that would be if the Wet Jets can do the seemingly impossible, but hey, crazy things have happened before, although the Evil Buggers, they've swept their quarterfinals. I really think if there's anything to say, it would be that if the Evil Buggers don't win this, that would be a surprise.
Absolutely. Now the Buggers going to have to contend with Muffin. He's out of boost, but he fakes out one, goes for the infield.
Pass.
Moose is there. The shot saved away by Donley. He got just enough. Otherwise, that is 1-0 early on. Wyffer Wet Jets going right back to the well that fed them so well in game 2. Great passing play, but a better save.
And that's what Evo Buggers are doing, reacting to those infield passes. As a whiff for Armor J nearly cost them, but Wet Jets had 2 back. They'll be able to recover. Now SJT gets the bump. It's resting in front. Muffin taken out, but not before he gets his touch. And the ball is once again sent back, but the Wet Jets just can't keep possession as Pops. By Muffin there will give his team some time. Moose, they get a single touch there as Pops was expecting a second. Donley up with it, gets by Armor J, and this is going towards goal. Muffin saved away, gets over Pop Squally, and the Evil Buggers will keep up with the possession. SJT, Donley, who he's backflipped in this one, still can get the shot. But the Evil Buggers at this point really feels like they're more so testing that. Ireland getting a goal. Now they will, as it's wide open for Pops. Wet Jets pushed out at the wrong time, and the Evil Buggers were ready for it.
Yeah, Muffin just ran out of boost, thought he could grab the corner. Unfortunately, he was not expecting Moose to get beaten clean. It is Pops able to escape in behind the Wet Jet defense, and that is a goal that feels almost detrimental to the Wet Jet mental, as now not only are you down in the game, but you're facing an 0-3 series deficit. But a great response. Armor J puts one on. Pops has the save. Wet Jet's not quite done yet, putting it one up off the defense though. SJT's got the rock, and he will carry it to safer waters along the side. Wyffer Wet Jets, they've still got some fight in them. They're not quite done yet.
They are not, and they know that what this means. If they don't win here, their season is over, and it's another top 4 finish, another position where they're just out of it. But hey, they've got a goal. Muffin fights his way through the Evil Buggers, and with a poor position for the Evil Buggers as well, sending multiple players up to a challenge that they were not exactly guaranteed to win. The Wyffer Wet Jets finding a way back in it.
Big goal. That's a huge goal, and a great read there by Muffin on his own 50. Waterfall down. Used his speed. Armor J's got the boost steal as well. That's going to leave SJT a little bit low here. Back defensively, giving Muffin a chance to go climb up that back wall. No pass to be had, though. The boostless SJT given a chance to clear the ball. And the Buggers will outlet the zone, but only as far as Muffin. Here he comes. Big dunk on the way through. Moose is there. The shot just wide, though. The Wet Jets, don't look now. They're starting to create something, a little something here in Game 4.
Definitely putting the Evil Buggers on the back foot at times, but it is still tied. And we know Evil Buggers, when these games are close, they find ways to get goals. Somehow, some way. You cannot deny this team has been able to consistently win these close matches. As SJT, second touch, is that on? It is, and Moose will get to the end of it. He was getting bumped inside his own net, but able to get the block as SJT bumped out of it as Donley will go. He's got SJT in supports, will now call for his action. Moose to the corner. Donley once more getting past one, past two, past all three. Donley will walk it in. And SJT again off the ball makes things happen as he takes out Armor J and gives Donley an open shot.
I just don't see how, unless you're flicking your camera, how you're supposed to know that SJT is going to be behind you in that case. Like you said, a utility player does just about everything like a Swiss Army knife, but this one off the kickoff, and the lead was very short-lived. The Wyffer Wet Jets outnumber in the offensive zone here. Moose gets it past 2, Armor J past the 3rd. We're right back where we were a couple seconds ago.
2-2 the tied scoreline, and Evil Buggers and Wyffer Wet Jets. Wet Jets are definitely giving Evil Buggers a much tougher time. I mean, reminder, when these teams played in the regular season, it was a Game 5 series. Well, Evil Buggers definitely trying to make things a bit shorter here, as that's gone off the crossbar. Donley kept out by Armor J as Pops now doesn't read the touch, but look at how much respect the Wet Jets are giving them. They're not even going to challenge that play. As Muffin, he's whiffed it. 2 go now. Wet Jets all out of sorts as Pops. He was looking for an infield pass, but that touch went to nobody in particular. And the Evil Buggers will go to the midfield once more. Muffin bumped out at that net, is a bit vulnerable as Pops will go with this, but without any options, he has to play for control, and Evil Buggers will have to play for trying again.
Every single touch that ends up escaping not SJT, but he's included, but the Buggers, every single touch that ends up evading their car, they immediately lock in for a bump. How can I make the Wet Jets uncomfortable? How can I make life difficult playing against us? That is super effective. That shot just wide by Moose. And you have to really be careful. Wyffer Wet Jets have got to have eyes in the back of their head. We saw a goal come from it on the second goal. SJT wiped out Armor J. And the Wet Jets have got to be careful because you will get bodied the way that these Buggers are playing.
It absolutely is, and right now they're just trying to steal one away here. They're waiting for an opportunity as we head into the final 30 seconds. Overtime potentially looming once again. Donley, no one behind, can't win that challenge, but he's given his team enough time to clear. Moose, midfield, muffins up as well, but it is cleared away as it's Armor J back into the fray. Pops has options downfield. He'll go for this himself, but it's only Wet Jets players up in for it. Now Pops has room, past Armor J, Muffin saves it away. Now SJT, maybe one last chance as Pops. Oh, he took it away. Donley wanted to take the shot there. The Wet Jets have open room. Armor J can score from here. The dribble, up, it's down, and it stays that way. It's overtime for a second game in a row. If the Evil Buggers score next, they're going to the Grand Finals. If the Wet Jets score, this series is guaranteed at least one more game.
Oh, it is not looking too promising thanks to a demo early on. Thankfully, the Wet Jets had numbers back, but they were getting chased as well. They're still getting chased. They're still getting bumped as the Buggers. They are one step away. They can feel it. They can smell it. They're going to get it as Pop strikes his way through. It's a clean sweep, and the Evil Buggers, a top 2 finish. They will play for all the marbles for the $200 Team Evo Apex Cup.
8 games straight today, Evil Buggers. They have not lost a single game yet. And my goodness, I don't know if I've seen a team sweep this many times in a row in a final bracket. These matches are supposed to be pretty close, and the Evil Buggers are throwing that all out of proportions. My goodness, what a performance here. 4 straight. The Wet Jets gave them some trouble, but you could tell it was going to be sooner rather than later that the Evil Buggers were going to break through.
Yeah, bravo to the Buggers. Even when they were down, they were never out of it. They were down in game 2. They fought back. A couple overtime victories as well. The Wet Jets, so close. I mean, they were that close that game. A couple goals for the Wet Jets. It could be a whole different series. We could be tied at 2 headed into game 5, but instead we are wishing luck for the Evil Buggers as you will see them here yet again just a little bit. Surely the script does not say the Buggers get 12 in a row and they will be Apex Cup champs. I'm sure the other side of the bracket has something to say about that, but this squad looks dangerous, Sporty.
Yeah, they do, and yeah, we've never seen a team go 12-0 on on our championship dates, and well, Evil Buggers are now only one sweep away from doing that. Although this is going to be their toughest match yet, playing against the winner of Portable Document Format Files and Henrix Mizuki. Right now, Portable Document Format are leading the series 2-1, so that is again on Maxine stream. But what is also interesting about this match is before this season, no team. Every team that made it to the Grand Finals was part of an organization. This season, we now have 4 teams guaranteed that have made it to the Grand Finals without an organization this season. And of the 3 teams that have made it before Evil Buggers, 2 of them have won. That was the Burger Joint in the Ascension Cup, or the Spotty C Ascension Cup. We saw that yesterday with America Canada in the UK Esports Catalyst Cup, and not too long before that in our House Wyffer Pinnacle Cup, we had Egoists, another team without an organization, make it to the Grand Finals. Now, we have another team added to that list, our 4th in Evil Buggers, and we may even have a 5th if Portable Document Format wins their match. They're also not part of an organization, so this season has had an unprecedented number of teams without organizations make really amazing runs.
Yeah, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel good as the owner and commissioner, the director of ATS, to see your league flourishing like this and see all the competition, see how it's heating up. I mean, we've got some exciting moments here on stream, and it's gonna only continue to grow and get better most likely. And ATS is it's gonna end up being a great finish here for season 4 tonight, as we will crown a champion in under, I'd say, from now probably an hour and a half.
Yeah, I would say so as well, but again, that is it for the semifinals. Again, thank you so much for joining, Fox. Before you go, do you have any last words you want to say? Anything you want to say to people out there watching about the Grand Finals? Any last words you want to say to the stream before we go to break?
Grand Finals is where heroes are made. It's where history's made. Enjoy the rest of Season 4. I am signing off, and we'll turn things over to Sporty to carry you the rest of the way. Thanks for having me, Sporty. It's been an absolute pleasure, as is always with ATS.
Of course, and to all of you watching, stick around. The Grand Finals are up next. Again, a reminder to all of you, the other semifinals right now, Hunix Mizuki versus Portable Document Format Files, is on Maxine stream, twitch.tv/Maxine0_O. So go show her some support, and then come back here for the grand finals. The last series of Season 4 is here. Welcome once more to the Team Evo Apex Cup. This is the Grand Finals. We are here to crown one last winner in our biggest season yet. 90 plus teams entered, 5 different divisions, and of course that means 5 different champions. We've already named 4. We are now 1 match away from answering who will be our 5th. Joining here is Maxine. And we've got a grand finals to determine evil buggers and portable document format files. One last match to determine who will win the Apex Cup and be crowned champions of Season 4.
This is going to be a absolutely spectacular match between these two teams. We have on one side, of course, PDF, and then on the other, Evil Buggers. Both of these teams are not under an org, so I think it's the first grand finals where both teams are not under an org this season, at least.
It's the first in ATS history as well. I can tell you that for sure. So,
PDF has gone undefeated this entire season. Evil Buggers has had 1 loss, and that was in the regular season. But they've had completely opposite runs on the bracket. PDF has gone to Game 7, both in the quarterfinals and semifinals, and Evil Buggers has gone 8-0, sweeping both the quarterfinals and semifinals.
yeah,
Very
you're not wrong
opposite
as well.
run.
Yeah, evil buggers have looked unstoppable, but portable document, you said it, they have the clutch factor. Here tonight, they have looked, they've looked incredible when it comes to being able to just get wins, get victories when needed here. As again, there you go, there's our bracket updated now. As again, this is our grand finals, our last champion to be named here. And we were talking beforehand who to focus on. For those who have not been watching your stream so far, Maxine, put up document format files. What has this team done well so far tonight that should make us consider why they should win here? Because we've seen Evil Buggers. We know this team has got amazing team play, amazing chemistry, and really are tough to take the ball from. What has portable document format done that has made them such a solid team?
I think that the biggest thing for PDF is the fact that they have a great offense, but then they also have really good recoveries that allow them to make great saves as well. They have really clutch saves, which I have noticed many times. They have made many great saves in very important moments of the game.
Yeah, they absolutely have. And I mean, I remember watching your Game 7 there, saw so many different blocks from lasted at the end of Game 7 to keep this team in it, and now they're in the grand finals. You said it. We've already seen ATS history made. We've already seen a lot of teams crowned champion, but here we go once more. The Team Evo Apex Cup comes to its close. It is grand finals time.
I need an invite.
Portable document format on the blue, Evil Buggers on the orange, and you're supposed to join back. Oh, this is a horrible start.
I'm not in the party. I'm not in the party. I crashed.
One sec. Okay, well, we'll get Maxine soon enough. As Maxine, you're not even here. You're not even in game for me, so we'll give me a moment. What do I have to do here? Sometimes.
You have to leave the party and then invite me.
Come on.
It's terrible.
Alright, there we go. We're back in. Terrible. We'll get Maxine in as soon as another goal goes in. But for now, put over document format, dropping one to the Evil Buggers here. And as you mentioned again, both teams not part of an organization, but Evil Buggers, they've been playing fast, they've been playing defiant. And one thing that you should notice is whenever these players aren't on the ball, expect a lot of bumps. That's how they beat the Wet Jets, and that's how they beat Evo Velocity even before that, is bump plays and a lot of bump plays. Whenever they're not on the ball, they're bumping somebody, and it's gonna be somebody on that other side of the field. So Evil Buggers, as look here goes Donley trying to take down Elastid. Pops jumps up as double hit for the Evil Buggers. Slasher off the back wall was rated at the end of the season as probably our highest rated player this season in our Team Evo Apex Cup, is at a 4.6 rating overall, meaning that he's averaging, a very high rating. The average is usually between 1 and 2. Sorry. So he's averaging around I think a 2.6, I should say, not a 4.6, a 2.6 rating. So again, Evil Buggers, again, if they're gonna focus on someone, it's probably gonna be on Slasher. He's been one of the scariest players this season, and while he has been quiet, if he can show up, he really does put the offense of portable document format on the map.
I completely agree with you, Sporty. And he scored a lot of important goals, or had a lot of important passes when it came to those 2 games, especially in those game 5, 6, and 7s. He kind of just he had his monitor off and he just kind of turned it on, and eventually it led to them eventually winning both of those series, one of them in overtime, one of them in regulation.
He said as well here as Elasted in field. Slasher will put it in. That's a huge chance in an open net. The portable document format, what makes them scary, you said it, they're efficient. They're going to find ways to find the nets. And for Evo Buggers, it's definitely their toughest match tonight. And for portable document format, well, they've been able to go through a gauntlet of opponents. Now it's all about being able to just go through one more, find the offense, find that pressure as Evo Buggers gonna attack the ball again here as Elasted off the back wall, second touch, and portable document format going for a lot of passes, a lot of plays in the midfield. It's not that it's new for Evo Buggers, but what is portable document format? How do these passes differ them from other teams? Because passing's not new in the Apex Cup. We've seen a lot of teams do it. In fact, every team tonight against the Evo Buggers has been a team that relies a lot on passing. What do they do differently than other teams that makes them so scary?
I feel like, of course, they do passes, but they do them fast, and it's unpredictable. They will always have someone up, but that's SJT plotting that top right of the net behind on a backward Sammy. Very unfortunate position to be in right there. If you're Sammy, mid flip, a offensive man just barreling at the ball. Very scary position.
Said as well, a scary position nonetheless here as SJT gets the fake on Sammy. Evo Bugger is looking for yet another one here as Elasted. Resets, pops. We'll wait here as a bit of an awkward play here for portable document format as Donley jumping in and Elasted to clear. It will be a chance as SJT's going to get on the end of that one, and Evo Buggers, a lot of defense so far, but they're not against this here as Slasher flip resets, stopped by Donley, as this will bounce harmlessly away. Pops will leave it for SJT. That's going to go on target, but saved away. Follow up for Donley. It is in front of the goal, but Evo Buggers will be ready for it, and Elastic's going to clear. This is a long touch, and there is nobody to stop him, and it's a tie game.
That is something that Elastic is spectacular at, is finding those openings in the defense and being able to just get it in that net. He is amazing at scoring and amazing at defense as well. We saw plenty of defensive plays from him there. Great saves, even if they weren't counted as saves. They were defensive plays that's what really matter.
And it's so weird to us that, you're talking about Elastic. I've talked before about how good SJT is, and I've mentioned SJT. He's not really been, he's been more of a utility type player, just getting in the way. Where his team needs him. Feels like Elastic plays a very similar position for portable document formats, and it's going to be a battle of who can, really allow their team and enable their team to be successful around them. As SJT trying to get things started, Elastic will win that challenge, but it does go all the way to Pops. With room, Evil Bug goes again to the ceiling. Pops with room. Pops stopped by Sammy as that's gonna go up high. Elastic, Donley jumping in, and Evil Buggers keep themselves on offense, tied at 2 each with a minute to go. This game has been quite competitive, and it continues to stay close. As very many chances are going on net, but very few are actually going in.
Yeah, and that's definitely because of Sammy on the PDF squad. He has been a defensive mastermind for PDF. It has been spectacular to see him make some of the greatest saves I have ever seen in my entire Rocket League career. He has been just absolutely amazing for PDF. He has been probably one of the core reasons that they have won matches is because of those very clutch saves and very clutch moments.
Clutch they'll have to be here because they've already gone to 2 Game 7s. I think the last thing they want to see is have this match end quickly. As SJT, that's a great touch off the ceiling, but it's a bit of a giveaway play to Elastic as now he's going to get bumped out. Here goes Pops as Sammy will be waiting. Donley to the corner, and Elastic jumping in as Donley. Evil Bug jumping up again is SJT. He's got room. 10 seconds to go. SJT trying to walk his way through. Pops! Oh, it's off the post and it's cleared off the line. Portable document format files get away with one. And now the other way they go. Sammy with one last chance. SJT dropped it to the floor. And Evil Buggers will let this one go to overtime.
I'll take it off. It seems fairly even, but Pops popping it up for Donley off the corner. Sammy. Great clear, forcing Pops rush back. SJT's gonna pop it off the sidewall. Expect to see Elastic there, turning back into his own corner. Not getting a touch that he wanted though. Pops, good challenge off the corner of the ceiling. Elastic, being that defensive man, getting that clear out.
Whiff there, and for Evil Buggers, you can tell really getting pushed to their limits here. It's a What a document format team that is making them move faster than any team so far today has, and I don't think they're going to slow down on that pace anytime soon, as I gotta love the amount of offense that they've had. I mean, portable document format, I mean, many teams have struggled today in just getting through the Evil Buggers, getting offense against them. But obviously, portable document format seem to know what they're doing here as a bounce off the back wall. Lasted and is in front of the goal, but it's cleared away, and PDF will be racing back as Lasted gets by Pops. SJT will take the boost and then go for the challenge. Still SJT, running away with it is SJT, but he's been demoed away. Donley, trying to get past two, but Lasted holds it, and Evil Buggers, again, not able to hold offense, and simply put, if you can't control offense, you're going to have a very tough time winning any matches.
And I think controlling offense is something that PDF is absolutely spectacular at. You have the offensive mastermind in Lasted. He has been a mechanical wizard this series and has just scored so many spectacular goals, but that's a little mishap on defense. SJT looking to capitalize on it. It's a weak touch, though. Elasted's going to capitalize on that. Goes off the ceiling. Gets the second touch. It's a ghost touch, unfortunately. SJT, great bang off the back wall. Etching PDF off.
And right now, Evil Buggers, they've got their chances on offense. Haven't had many in a while. Over 2 minutes so far in this overtime, and still no winners decided, but Pops to end it! And that's flying in right over Sammy. It's a 9th straight game won tonight for Evil Buggers. This team has not lost yet.
What a caster curse, talking about no team has been able to secure the victory yet. Right as Pops is able to slot that top right of the net. What a shot to secure game 1 for Evil Buggers.
And you gotta commend them. This is a long overtime too. PDF had opportunities as well. You cannot deny that start of the overtime was all in the favor of the blue. But man, Evil Buggers, even when you think they're out of it, they find a way to get a game. I said it before. It's as if they have, you know, some sort of divine intervention to continue winning games, even when it feels like they've been outplayed. They keep doing it, and right now, they are 3 games away from doing something that has never been done before in ATS history, and that is sweep every single match on the championship final bracket.
If they do that, that will be the most insane thing, especially against such a great team in PDF files. This team, of course, went undefeated, and of course, they're in the grand finals. They have been undefeated. They have not dropped the series yet. If they lose this, it will be the first series that they have lost the entire season.
Incredible so far, but that is only game 1 here in our Team Evo Apex Cup Grand Finals. And the Evil Buggers still need 3 more. They really don't care about making history. All they want to do is win this whole thing. And hey, they're only 3 wins away as portable document format sent them to an overtime. But now with momentum, this could really turn things around. Evil Bug, once they have momentum, they just get scarier. And we'll have to see if they can continue as Lasted bumps out the way. Just JT jumping in to save Donley. Now room for Slasher as he'll get past one. SJT keeps him out. Bit of miscommunication here, but it will still be possession of the loot bugs as Donley will hold possession and will allow Evil Bug some time to get that ball out. May have lost Maxine here. I think we'll see if we can get Maxine back in. I thought so as well, but a document format trying to find the midfield, and so far, Maxine, we've seen Evil Buggers. They're doing what they do. I mean, this is nothing new for them, but a document format, really, from what you've seen so far tonight, what is going to be the keys to success in beating Evil Buggers?
I think it comes with what you were saying earlier. Evil Buggers, you said that they have a momentum going into this, but PDF has been spectacular at stopping momentum. They lost both game 6s to go into game 7. One of them by about like 5 goals, if I had to remember. And they were able to stop that momentum and then still win in that game 7 to be here in this grand finals. That's a great double tap off the ceiling. SJT with the clear. Sammy's going to stop them in the mid before it's too far gone. Lasted trying to find the shot. Donley. Great block there. SJT off the sidewall. Taking it slow. Going low. Pops going to pop it up high now. Sammy's going to call off Slash there. Pops trying to get that past mid. Can't find any success though. Lasted just gonna bang it down the field, hoping he can catch someone off guard. But Donley keeps his composure, clears it out. Sammy's gonna try and squeeze it in there. Not quite.
It really is a match that has been very low scoring so far, and I don't think either of these teams are really complaining about keeping things close. They know coming into this match it's gonna be tough. But SJT! My goodness! When they need him, you talk about the clutch factor of PDF, but welcome to SJT's world. He's been doing this all night. When his team needs him, he just is there at the right time, doing the right play every single time. And Evil Buggers, off of SJT's work, will take the first goal on Game 2.
Well, Sporty, you already asked me about who should we look out for on PDF, but I haven't been able to see Evil Buggers all night. Who should we look out for on Evil Buggers?
Well, I think SJT has welcomed us in. I mean, I mentioned already, SJT, he's that utility type player. He will do whatever his team needs to. The dirty work, the goal scoring, SJT is going to do it all. It just is, you give him the opportunity to make things happen, he will make things happen, and those bumps especially have been lethal from SJT as Donley will race back. SJT is staying back here as now he'll jump in. Second touch, SJT, that's gone towards goal. Donley's jumping for it, but can't get the last touch. And again, if you want to focus on anyone, it's going to be SJT, specifically SJT off the ball. He can do things on the ball. There's no questions about it. But off the ball, he is just as scary. And photo document format, if they haven't already put their head on a swivel, they're going to in this grand finals, because he will, if you're not paying attention, remove you from the field every single time he's out of the play.
That's something to be afraid of. I feel like both of these teams are fairly even. You know, both of these games, game one set on overtime, this one being so low scoring, but Evil Buggers just able to capitalize on PDF's mistakes more than PDF has been able to capitalize on Evil Buggers' mistakes when they even occur. They have looked like they've been playing perfect Rocket League, but speaking of mistakes, the caster curse. Great block from Evil Buggers to stay alive. PDF Files yet to find any life in game 2.
As Sammy, that's off the crossbar. Portable document format getting so close to the net as Elasted. Sidewall. Pops trying to jump in on this one as, a team bump here for PDF, and they gotta get back quickly. They're gonna struggle in this one as Pops will clear it away. And it's still a 1-goal lead here for Evil Buggers. SJT, stopped by Sammy. It's a bounce that will favor just about nobody here as Elasted's gonna jump up for this. PDF on offense again, but they have not kept possession. Donley to the back wall with room. Won't get the second touch. Will leave this for his teammates as Pops. Sammy's waiting. Elasted with space, but that is given away to Donley. Evil Bug continues to hold possession as the time ticks down. The seconds race away. 1 goal up, but they may only need one as Elasted clears again. Portable document format looking for one big chance. Slasher to the corner. It's whiffed. It's on. No, it's not. It's missed wide. And that chance could have been so great for them.
That was such a close chance for PDF. They had so many chances there to capitalize on the overcommit that came from Evil Buggers. We have not seen many from them. Flash trying to find a double tap. Sammy trying to squeeze it in. Not quite. As I was saying, though, this Evil Buggers team has not overcommitted as much as they did right there, but PDF just was not able to secure that goal. That might cost them this game. Last chance, and Pops lets it die.
It's a second game for Evil Buggers. It's close, that's for sure. But the big difference, you said it, is on those mistakes, Evil Buggers, when they make mistakes, they recover. When Portable Document Format does, Evil Buggers are the faster team to it. It's those small mistakes that really are separating these two teams. And even then, mistakes aren't coming very often. I mentioned it before, Evil Buggers don't make that many mistakes. You can say the same thing about Portable Document Format, and yet one of these teams is reacting a lot faster to those mistakes, and right now, that's the difference maker.
Of course, and I'd like to mention something real quick. Evil Buggers has won these last 2 games by 1 goal. One of them in overtime, the first one, and one of them in regulation, the second one. Wyffer Snappers did the same exact thing against PDF Files. They won game 1 in overtime, and then won game 2 by 1 goal. And PDF Files came back and won that series in game 7 after winning 2 games in a row.
As you said as well, I mean, this series is still not over. As we are going right into Game 3 here. Evil Buggers, again, have not lost a single game yet tonight. Can portable document format do something that nobody else has been able to do? Well, that all comes down to what we see in Game 3. As Evil Buggers, as you said, have won both 3 games by 1 goal. It has been very slim margins. But hey, it's been enough for them. They have not slowed down us. That's a mistake! Elastic's waiting for it! That's a huge error, and you know that portable document format, with how they've been playing, are not missing that one.
That is just such an unfortunate position to be in if you're Pops, because you have to trust your teammate there, or you might be caught out being too slow in the play. But he trusted his teammate, ended up getting him scored on, over-rotating, just squeezed right behind him. This is the first lead that PDF has had this entire series, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they may have had one earlier, but you're not wrong. This is definitely a strong start for them here as Donley. Corner will have open room here as pushing towards the midfield. SJT, he doesn't actually like that bounce there, and instead they're just going to go all the way back to defense. Pops. SJT, he can't reach this one, and Evil Bugger's just going to go for offense with a dump and chase gameplay. Don, Pops, a bump on Elasted, but he'll be there, but oh, it's just gone wide. Pops didn't mean to touch that, I'm certain, and yet he did, and it's saved. Portable document format, Elastic to clear, SJT can't get on it, and it's going to be cleared away. Evil Buggers, that should have been goal 1 for them. At Pops at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Elastic making that clutch defensive play once more, but he's caught off immediately by Pops. Great clear from Sammy, but throwing possession away straight to Donley. Challenged immediately, goes straight to the middle. Pops rushing in, Elastic with a good clear. Slasher trying to catch up to it, but it's just straight in. PDF with a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, and just a very slow rotation from Evil Buggers there. Pops and Donley both not communicating, and you could tell Pops hesitated. I think his expectations was that Donley or SAT was going to take that one, and well, as you saw, none of them wanted it, and by the time he realized he had to go for that, and well, he's just too slow to it, and Evil Buggers' miscommunication will hurt them here, and sure, now they're thinking about that goal that they should have had earlier with Pops hitting it wide, as now Donley is westing in front here as SJT, oh, it's gone off the post, Sammy gets enough on it, and PDF will go again for 3 goals, Slasher with the last touch.
What a absolute switch around from game 1 and 2 for PDF. They have been absolutely spectacular this game. They have been realizing that Evil Buggers are not playing perfect properly. They've been making the mistakes as well as PDF, and they just have been capitalizing them more this game than they were those last 2.
Evil Buggers not getting nearly as much open room as they wanted either. I mean, this is a team that's not going to give them room very easily here, and well, now they gotta find that room themselves. As here goes, Pops gets by 2 and finds the net. And if you were paying attention, it was SJT again going for that bump on Slasher, making life difficult. That gives Pops a little bit more of an opening that he will absolutely take.
A great play from Pops there, flicking over to, able to find that open net with that flick as well. Sammy though, not getting the touch that he probably wanted there, but Slasher's on it. To Sammy. Can't get it back to the third, though. Donley's going to take this. Elasted's on it immediately, though. Pops stopping that in the midfield. Slasher's going to take possession of this. Get over Pops. Not going to continue on with it, though. Not worth the boost. The oh-so-precious boost.
And what I'm seeing a lot right now is portable document format, not straying away from the demo playstyle, and I like that they're bringing the fire to Evil Buggers, that they're not afraid of what the Evil Buggers can do, and in fact, they're, I think, learning that playstyle is going to have success against a team that, you know, is going to play a decent amount of defense. You can really use those demos to capitalize. As Evil Buggers, again downfield, Donley was going to take that boost as pops out the back wall. It's an open chance in front for SJT. You don't want to give him this kind of room. A shot's not good enough. The Evil Buggers will look again as Pops. Back wall, SJT, and he's hit it high. Should have gone low there as Sammy had him blocked. And it will be yet another clear as Evil Buggers getting chances, but those demos aren't coinciding at the right time. And without those demos, those shots are starting to become a bit blunt.
As you said, of course, you need those demos, especially against such a great defensive team such as PDF. They rarely make any defensive mistakes, and when they do, there is always someone else to back them up. You'll rarely ever catch someone back by themselves. Right here, Slash, though, able to clutch up that defense, stop it from going in. And there's Elasted catching up on him. SJT forced to rush back. Sammy's on him immediately. Pop's forced to clear it out. Flash can't get the touch, but like I said, Elasted right there to make up for it. Was playing in complete unison with each other.
The time ticking away here, 1 minute to go. Evo Buggers, again, have always been able to come back even when they've been down by multiple goals, but this game could be different as they just haven't had the offense like usual as Pops. It's a nice light touch here, will be straight for Donley though, but Donley doesn't have enough to get a shot on there, and it's again just going to be cleared away as Slasher will roll in with that play to Sammy, but and the Evo Bugger is just trying to challenge, trying to get this ball away, trying to find something different, but it has not worked for them. It's consistency at its finest right now, and BDF have been the ones to keep that consistency as SJT, Sammy's facing the wrong direction here, but it's Evo Bugger's possession in the midfield. Donley, back wall, no second touch.
Pops off the sidewall. Donley's trying to get a goal, and he can. Only 9 seconds left. Evil Buggers need one more to force an overtime. It is very possible. It almost happened with PDF in Game 6 against their last opponents, but they were just slightly off.
We'll see if it happens here. Evil Buggers are need to do some kickoff magic, and oh, this is a good kickoff for them here. One-on-one with Donley. Gets past Sammy. Now rolling in. It's Pops. It's in front. SJT missed it. Donley couldn't put it on. Sammy trying to clear it away. It is Panic rolling through the midfield as this will hit the floor. Portable document format files. The first team tonight to take a game over Evil Buggers, but for Evil Buggers, that is 10 wins straight. Their streak is over, but PDF, now they can get things started.
PDF, this is exactly what they needed. Once they get that ball rolling, that ball is impossible to stop. It is going to take a lot to get PDF to stop. They have not used a single timeout and yet have come back from huge deficits in games that really, really mattered.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned the non-use of tactical timeouts. It's been kind of an interesting history of the tactical timeout in ATS. It's been here since Season 0, and yet it has had an interesting history of oftentimes working and sometimes not. A lot of teams choose not to use it in ATS due to the fact that most teams aren't used to using it in the first place. But yeah, for PDF, you said it. Once they take a game, they oftentimes continue just to steamroll through opponents. But I mean, this was anything but one-sided. It was close, it was competitive, and simply put, it was not convincing enough for PDF or Evil Buggers. They're going to have to do a lot more to prove that they deserve this Grand Finals.
PDF is going to look to continue on the momentum as they did in past series, winning multiple games in a row. They don't want to allow Evil Buggers to have any more momentum than they did going into that third game. Otherwise, they might be in a little bit more trouble than they think. You've mentioned how good these players have been once they get good, and I don't think PDF is ready to see how good they truly can be. That's SJT seeing a mistake in the defense and able to capitalize on it nearly immediately. The double commit on defense and the last bumped. SJT just able to find them caught off with no boost.
It was a bad timing for that mistake for portable document format files, and it is absolutely what they need here as off the back wall. Pops. They'll leave this one for SJT, and again, look at what SJT does. When he's not on the ball, he's going for bumps, and he's going to make life tough as here goes Donley. Elasted. Pickpocketed from behind. SJT whiffed on this, though, and it is an awkward rush down the field here. Elasted. And challenged, but it is going to be sent away as SJT wins the challenge. And it is possession for portable document format files again, but not exactly consistent possession as PDF lose this one to Evil Buggers. SJT up the back wall forces Elastic to go. And Evil Buggers just continuing to let this time work in their favor, and really, more importantly, now they have a lead, they don't really need to rush anymore. They can take their time looking for a second goal and just make sure they don't give portable document format files anything open, but they may have just done it there. Lasted, I think, would like that chance again, because that net was open, and that was a great opportunity to tie things.
There's a great fake from Slasher there, but it pinches off his car almost straight into the bottom right spot of the net. Very fortunate that that rolled up the wall, but Slasher's beat on that. Lasted, forced to make a save on the goal line. Pinches down the field, that might just go straight in. Slasher can't get the redirect, and it's not SJT getting that clear out, followed by Donley. Sammy stops it before he even reaches the midfield. Lasted not getting the touch that he wanted. Pops clearing it all the way down the field. Slash with the miss, but Elasted's on it, popping it high in the air. SJT's on it, pass it to Donley, back to SJT, popping it up for Pops. Reset, uses it, gets it to the mid, and Slash getting that clear down. It's an open net. Donley is able to rush back and keep it from going in.
Ever since they had that overcommit goal against them, Evil Buggers have made it clear they're not going to give that goal up again here. As off the back wall again, Donley trying to force it through, and he got past two, but could not get through the post. And it's still a 1-goal difference. Infield pass, Lasted, where the room double always hit off the uprights, and the Evil Buggers will get this ball away.
Lasted has been so thirsty for that double tap. He's been going for them all night. I'm fairly sure he hasn't gotten a single one. He's hit the crossbar, he's hit the post. He just cannot find the back of that net with that double tap. It is so unfortunate. Someone that loves double taps as much as the next guy. You really want to see them hit. And he just hasn't been getting very fortunate, and that's SJT. Like, absolutely amazing angle off of the counter attack. This bangs the ball, catches Slash off guard there by going immediately crossbar down.
Yeah, and Slasher, he didn't exactly give SJT the benefit of the doubt there. He did not think SJT had that shot. Took his time to get to the ball, and I don't think he realized just how confident SJT has been on not shooting, as now goes Donley. Sammy's going to block, and Evil Buggers, right after a game lost, you can tell this team is not going to let them have it for free, as Donley jumping in. Slasher keeps it in the air as Pops to the back wall. Sammy and Lasted stopped by SJT, and it is open for Donley, and it's a third for the Loot Bugs. Evil Buggers, 3-0 lead in Game 4, and at this point, whatever happened last game is well behind them, because I don't think they're even thinking about it.
100%. They are playing incredibly confident this game. They saw that last game, and they thought it was a complete fluke. They went into this game expecting to win, and they are doing just that. Great pass to Donley on the sidewall there. Gets a good touch, but it lasted, taking him out of the game completely. Sammy, full boost off the back wall. SJT stopping him, though. Slasher, expected a hit there. Got fakes. Sammy, gonna hit that off the sidewall. Gonna chase after this. Try and beat SJT. Does. Wins the 50 in the mid. Lasted now off the sidewall. Pops. Waiting in net patiently. Lasted, getting that to the mid. Bumps on Pops, and Sammy's able to find the back of the net to give some life to PDF late into game number 4.
Lasted trying to keep this team's hopes alive here as he removes Pop's challenge, and even after that still took a chance at SJT, racing right above him, forcing SJT to stay more grounded. Lasted is doing everything he can to get this team back in it as he'll take the shot, but it just wasn't good enough. He needed that defender gone, and Donley will stay in this, and now he's got a bump as Pops couldn't put it on net. SJT can't find the shot. Demoed away is Lasted as Pops will turn on it. Sammy has control. SJT will let him have this one as Donley can't go. Save, shot, score, 1 away.
This is exactly what PDF is good at. They are good at clutching up in these kinds of moments. In Game 6, in one of their series, they had 48 seconds left to score 4 goals, and it was unbelievably close to them tying it up. This is something that is very possible. They have 30 seconds left to score 1 goal, tie this up to force overtime in Game 4, and it is very possible that they do just that.
Well, that is if they can find a chance to get out of defense first, but Evil Bugger is not giving them that room as SJT always inadvertently faked everybody on his own team here. Lasted I don't think he was ready for that either. The whiff from SJT actually made things worse for portable document format, as they still can't get out of their own half. Sammy will take this one away, but Donley stays on it. The bounce will help Evil Buggers as Pops, looking for one last play. It's kept in the air. Slasher, elasted. One last chance for portable document format as a flip reset. He'll go the distance, but he's missed his shot. And Evil Buggers now one win away from winning the Apex Cup.
Just another one-goal game. We have not seen a game be won by more than one goal. This entire series has been incredibly close. It has just been Evil Buggers barely inching out that extra inch to get the benefit, to get the win in 3 out of 4 games now. They have barely been able to win. And now going into game 5, they're looking to close out the series, only dropping 1 game the entire championship.
Yeah, they have been, as I've said already, a wrecking crew going right through everybody, but they are not done yet. The night is still not over. And Evil Buggers, 1 win away. For portable document format, you said it. Said it earlier, they're not a team that likes to use tactical timeouts, and already you can see I don't think they're going to make the call for one here, so choosing not to use its portable document format, trust in their instincts. And, well, it's worked so far tonight. I don't see why you would go against them, but Evil Buggers giving them quite a tough challenge here, and a huge opportunity. With portable document, they need to make quite the comeback in the grand finals.
They need to make quite the comeback indeed, but this is exactly where they thrive. They do spectacular in these kinds of situations. Here's Sammy off the kickoff. He just needs a good 50 with SJT. He gets it, but elasted a little too far behind to get that shot on net. It's going to be Donley off the back wall. Slash challenges immediately. Sammy's a little too late to it. It's going to be Pops on the counterattack. Going all the way, going all the distance to the corner. Elasted. Good 50. Sammy going to catch this on his goal line. Pops challenging immediately. Slash is there. Goes low to fake out one. SJT, though, not falling for any of his shenanigans. Just challenging immediately, making sure that that ball does not get anywhere close to their goal. Speaking of, Slash, pass. But Elasted was not there. Off the sidewall. Donley with the catch. He's going to go for the counterattack. Challenge immediately SJT in his own corner. He fakes out the original clear. Decides to opt for the ground. Flicks past one. Sammy forced to make a save out into his own corner. Where SJT was waiting off the ceiling. Can't do much, though.
Slasher will be waiting, and Evil Buggers still going for a lot of bumps, and specifically a lot more bumps on defense. Every time I was looking on the defensive side, I wasn't actually looking at the goal line. I was looking more towards the midfield, because every time Evil Buggers go for a challenge, the next thing that player does is immediately turn for a demo attempt. This team has so much faith in each other that they're not even worried about their teammates on defense. They're more worried about getting rid of the other attackers, and shows you the confidence the Evil Buggers have had tonight, why they've been able to win so well, and what that has done to their confidence. It's because they know that they can trust each other. They've been good enough that they can trust each other. No goals yet, but for portable document format, they need that kind of confidence and then some to come back in this series. But it's definitely confidence that they do have.
PDF has all the right to be confident going into this. They won 2 Game 7s. They know they have that clutch factor. That's another double tap attempt from Elasted. Barely missing it. Slasher with that pre-jump, able to get the 50, but it ends up in Donley's hands. Donley passing it, but no one to receive it as Slasher gets to clear SAT now in the midfield. Popping it up. It's going to be Sammy with a good 50. Pops going to take it back. Sammy's going to be on it, though. Quick. SAT forced to be on his back wall. Clearing it out to Pops. Off the sidewall. It's going to go straight to Slasher, though. Pops it up. Elasted. That instigator for PDF, not able to do much with it though, as SJT catches it off the back wall. Air dribbles all the way down the field. Gets the shot on net. It's wide. Slasher's going to clear it out now.
And the touch there was just trying to pull Slasher out of the way, trying to see if a mistake could be made. Slasher had so much boost there. Any shot on net's going to be blocked in that position. And Evil Buggers, they know that. That's why they're not going to be as direct. But it's a huge bump. It's on. It's in. Oh, what a shot from Pops. And Evil Buggers take it. It's a flip reset under the bar. But it's a bump from Donley. And Evil Buggers, that is a huge momentum push.
My jaw is on the floor. What a goal from Pops. He just showed up and showed out. Flip reset, double tap off the crossbar. An absolutely insane goal to give some life in game number 5. Evil Buggers do not want to drop another game against PDF. They want to win this. They want to win it now. Elastic gets the clear. SAT not able to get the touch though. Pops clearing it all the way back. Donnelly forced to jump, but it's SJT that gets the clear. Can be slashed though. It's off the ceiling. Trying to get a second touch there. Donnelly makes the save. Dami's off of it though. Not getting the touch that he probably was intending though.
Evil Buggers. What I found so impressive about that save earlier was the fact that for Pops, that was through a smoke screen. He couldn't see the shots, and that he knew where it was going. Evil Buggers looking to make no mistakes, because simply put, you can't make mistakes anymore. As a one-on-one chance, Donnelly on a last hit, the flick, it's off the crossbar, and it will not have another chance. SJT walking in! They'll get it! And Evil Buggers with a second!
Evil Buggers has been unrelentless. Elastic made one mistake, and SJT was on that like a hawk, slotting that top left of the net. It is almost impossible to get better placement than that, and SJT did it. That is incredible placement, incredible shot to give Evil Buggers a 2-0 lead. Looking to add on to it, but Elastic able to find a powerful clear. Pop's going to pop it up. Elastic read it perfectly, though. Slash is going to go for the bang off the back wall. It's red, though. Sammy now, off the ceiling. But Pop's ready for it. Around Elastic, but Slasher is right there. Able to find a pass, but Sammy trying to find a demo instead. SJT now on the counterattack finds a pass that Pops off the back wall. Slasher, a little late, but he was still able to get the clear. Elastic not quite ready for it.
And with time running out here, if portable document format files don't score soon, the time's gonna run up quicker than they know. Elastic trying to find something. It's a great effort, though. It's a little awkward, though, but Pops is gonna be ready for it. Sammy jumping in, but Evil Buggers will clear it away again. Slasher without boost, just trying something, but Elastic can't reach it. 10 seconds counting now. Pops to clear this one away. Evil Buggers will walk away champions. Only one game dropped this entire final bracket. It is an amazing run, and now they've completed their championship. Evil Buggers are your Team Evo Apex Cup champions.
What a showing from Evil Buggers. They came into that game just so confident, and they showed that. They won in 5 games. That is the quickest. That is the longest series they have played, and for it to be that quick is absolutely insane.
And what I find even more impressive than that is the fact of how quickly they were able to respond once they did lose. So many teams, when they do lose, don't respond well, but Evil Buggers, my goodness, they brought the fight, and they knew exactly what they were here for. They had one goal, and one goal only, and that is to be champions, and they did just that. We'll take a look at our bracket here for the Team Evo Apex Cup. Now that it's complete, Evil Buggers, what a night they have had. This has been something else, something incredible out of them, and I don't know what else to say except congratulations. They looked amazing, and nobody else could stop them here. It's simply put, they steamrolled their opponents.
You said it exactly. They went 12-1 in the playoffs. That is an absolutely insane run. That is GK levels of insane. It is immaculate. That is a dominant performance.
Yeah, you definitely said it as well. That was what domination is, and well, speaking of, we're gonna actually get a little interview here with the Evil Buggers, because that ends our ATS Season 4. That's the fun part about it, but we gotta get a little chat here with Donnelly specifically, so while we get everybody in here to the VC for this one. Again, shout outs to our sponsors once again in Team Evo for all that they have done to help us out here. And we'll get Donnelly back in here for our little interview. Welcome in, Donnelly. Evil Buggers, make it and win the grand finals. You guys came into this season as a relative unknown, but you have left as the champions. Everybody knows your name. How are you feeling tonight, Donnelly? Because that was an incredible final bracket.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's unfortunate we couldn't get that 12-0. Kind of sold on some plays, some misplays on the backboard. But yeah, I mean, I'm super happy. You know, why would I be?
You have every right to be happy, Donnelly. You played absolutely amazing, along with your teammates SGT and um.
Uh-oh.
I'm terrible with names.
Maxine, to be fair, she
I
did
have
she did go to sleep right before this match. So it's Donnelly, SJT, and Pops. You haven't seen them
Pops.
until the
Yes,
grand
Pops.
finals.
I did
Yeah,
not
the
see them in the
goats.
grand finals. Yeah, after dropping that game 3, if I remember, what was your mindset going into game 4 and eventually 5?
I felt like we just needed to play better, like control on our back end. Like we kept banging out stuff, panicking a lot. If we just, play cold blooded and control the ball well, I mean, it's too easy. I'm not trying to come on here and seem cocky, but I mean, we're just incredible. I don't even know what to say. I mean, we might be the best players in the world. Vatiro's been hitting up my line lately for tryouts, but I'm staying humble, but yeah, it was really fun, and thank you guys for hosting it. I mean, it was the people that host these tournaments keep the competitive drive for the little guy out here. It's truly a great experience. You guys run it well, and thank you so much for that.
Of course. Well, don't worry. You'll get to say all your thank yous at the end of this interview, so don't worry about that one bit. But again, you take the win here, and you talk about it as well. Not being part of an organization this season. Before this season, every team that made grand finals. I've said this all tonight, and I'm going to say it again. Before this season, every grand finals, both teams were part of an organization. At least both teams were part of an organization. This season, we have had 5 separate teams make it to the grand finals, not part of an organization. You guys are now the third of those 5 teams to have won in the grand finals, without being a part of an organization. I know that you guys coming into this was coming into this one as a group of friends. What's the difference of not being on an organization? Because I know you've been on an org before. I've streamed you before. What's it like not being on an organization, not having that not having any org telling you what to do, and just instead really setting the drive yourself?
I think I actually like it more because I just feel more in control of what we can do, and I just feel like the fact that we can make our own name and our own logo just gives us immense aura. I mean, evil buggers. I mean, that name's incredible. But you know, yeah. I mean, you don't really need an
Uh,
org, at this level.
Of course, and
Not mu-
and, and Maxine, do you have any more questions you want to ask Donnelly?
um, not really. Just congrats, dude. The congrats. Insanely impressive what you did out there.
Yeah, Maxine's been watching Portable Document Format all night, and I remember she came into the stream saying, "Well, Portable Document Format, they've been super clutch," and then we get to watch Portable Document. They get crushed in this grand finals by Evil Buggers. But again, congratulations, Donnelly. You played amazingly, and while they're not here, we do have an ATS MVP for Team Evo Apex Cup, and that is SJT. So congratulations to SJT. I don't know where he is, but he is our ATS Playoffs MVP for the Team Evo Apex Cup. So Donnelly, if you want, whenever you get to see SJT again, you can go tell him about his other accolade that he has now been rewarded with. But before you go, Donnelly, of course, I don't want to keep you forever, but of course, we gotta get some shoutouts. You've gone through a whole season, and you've been able to come out on top. Do you have any shoutouts? This is your time to say your thank yous. Do you have any shoutouts? Anything else you want to say? Any final words to end off your incredible season?
I'd like to shout out Cyberstone2296. Honestly, I'll shout out Pops too. Don't shout out SJT. He's a fraud. But congratulations. Good on the MVP, I guess. But like I said, just thank you guys for hosting tournaments like this. It's really fun.
Of course, my
Shout
pleasure.
out you guys.
Of course, my
To
pleasure.
say-
I'm so happy to have hosted this because you guys really came in and took down the competition. Congratulations to Donnelly, SJT, and Pops on their win here in Team Evo Apex Cup. Have an amazing rest of the night, Donnelly. Go and celebrate with the rest of your teammates. Take care.
Thank you.
Not seem like Pops is too happy about SJT.
Well,
friendly competition of
I'm sure.
among
Yeah, well, you know that
friends.
you know how it is with these teams. They always like to try to one up each other. But tonight is Evil Buggers night. They can all relish in being champions, but Maxine, that's it. That's the end of ATS Season 4. It has been multiple months of action, and now we have 5 teams that have crowned themselves above the rest. The Burger Joint, Americanada, then it was Evolve, Eclipse, and then, of course, Evil Buggers, and to end things off, 100X Knights. 5 teams winning in ATS Season 4. What a season it has been. You've been here for the whole thing, basically. Talk, do you have anything you want to say? Hearing all the names of the champions, but also just getting to experience what a season this has been, just like I have gotten to experience this season. Do you have anything else you want to say?
What is a liar? I joined like 3 weeks before the season ended.
Shush. No one's supposed to know that one.
No, seriously though. Congrats to every single team out there. Everyone played great. I got to see at least the grand finals of every match. Congrats to everyone that played. All those independent teams away from orgs. Guts to come in here without a name attached to yourself. And especially to those likes of the Burger Joint, evil buggers, the likes of them for, coming home with the chip.
Yeah, as well. It has been, since you mentioned as well, this season has seen 3 of our 5 champions are teams without organizations. That's a incredible statistic, considering that has never happened before in ATS history, but what a season it is. As the owner of ATS, I feel like I have to have the final words here. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for joining. It has been an amazing season. This season's been our best yet. Over 90 teams signed up for 5 separate divisions. Our prize pool has increased to $800 as well. And, well, we are not done yet. We have off-season events. If you guys want to sign up for more events, we're not going to be gone for too long. We're going to be out for a few weeks just to recharge the batteries. But while that's happening, if you want to sign up for more ATS events, our Paradise Cup free crew battles tournament will start next month. So if you want to join for crew battles events, Paradise Cup 3 is the way to do it. There's only, I think, 10 spots left. So spots are drying up here. Make sure you join in. To all of you who've been joining and been playing, thank you all so much. To all the casters, thank you so much. To all the staff and the other directors that are working alongside me. To all the players who have made things happen. To the organizations that have sponsored us, like Team Evo here in the Team Evo Apex Cup. And to likes of all of you who have been here watching the matches, watching the new mainstream this season. I seriously can't thank you all enough for being so supportive here to the Ascend tournament series, because I really don't know what else to say. You all have been so kind to us here in our very short existence. Don't worry, we won't be gone for long when here on the Ascend tournament series mainstream. When we come back, it will be Paradise Cup 3 crew battles, as well as ATS Season 5. Take care. Join our Discord, !Discord, to pay attention for future updates and announcements. Take care. Have a great night. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Ascend Tournament Series Season 4 here. And of course, remember the famous slogan that we always bring to you all. Ascend to greatness along with us. Take care. Have a great night. We'll see you again soon.